We're here to tell you not to brush aside the little vloggers, so give us a chance, a little bit of love. Who knows, we may even surprise you.
Good evening and welcome to the Football Vloggers podcast. It is a transfer deadline window day special. I'll just introduce the guests that we have in tonight for you. There's a few more coming later on. We've got Punk Chef 41, who is a Sheffield Wednesday fan. Say hello, Punk Chef.
Evening all, hope we're all well.
Next to him, I've got Fraser.
Hello.
Who is a Dundee fan. He's Gogsy's wingman, who will be coming in a little bit later, but he's from Scotland, so we've got Scotland represented tonight.
Woo.
We've got Benjamin Bloom from the Benjamin Bloom Show.
I'm no one's wingman.
Nobody's wingman, no. He's a self-made billionaire, piano player extraordinaire. Next to him, we've got Cod's Vlogs. Ben from Cod's Vlogs, say hi.
Hello.
And he's on his snappy new microphone, and and your picture's looking great tonight. Fantastic, I love it.
I'm sure George will still moan about me being laggy.
No, you're not laggy at the moment. Sounds great. And next to him, we've got Loudmouth BFC, who's a Barnet fan. Good evening, Matt.
Evening all, how are we?
We're all well. How did we all go on at the weekend? Do we want to discuss
No.
the shit show that was Blackpool?
Oh, really?
We had a disaster. I'm going to start with me because I've got to get this off my chest. There's obviously some Blackpool fans are going to be watching this, but I'm sure you're all as angry as I am. We were defending on Saturday. I just can't believe you can just give 3 goals to a team so easily and lose a game just through absolutely schoolboy errors. It was just embarrassing. And I'm still angry about it now. So, we lost 3-2. And at the moment, the dream of going automatic and our £20 bet is not looking very good. In fact, it's looking although we have signed a centre-half, a young centre-half from Arsenal, a 21-year-old lad. I'll find out his name later, but I don't know. We need something. How about you? We'll just go around. Jake, how did you go on?
We were leading through an own goal and then 95th minute equaliser, and it just went up at the minute, not really having a break. But last season, 28-point drop from winning positions, and 18 of them were in the 85th minute. So we need to do a little better defending and concentrating because it's just getting beyond the joke. And we're on -7 points, I think. So when we get to 0, I'll be happier, but we're probably well behind then when it comes to it anyway.
That's an achievement, right. Ain't it? Get the 0 points and I'll be over the moon. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to Fraser. Dundee. Have you started yet? How is your league?
Competitive football for Dundee starts in the form of the Betfred Cup tomorrow evening against Forfar Athletic. So
right.
We haven't actually played competitive football since February. So first test tomorrow.
Have you had some friendlies?
I've had some friendlies against some lower league teams, just trying to get the experience of playing against.
Watch any? Have you been down to watch any of the friendlies? Oh, sorry. Did you watch them on like a YouTube thing or not? Can you not see them?
I watch them through a Twitter feed that's usually laggy.
Right.
And when they score, that's the most satisfying feeling in the world.
Yes. We'll just quickly introduce Gogsy in. Hello, Gogsy. He's just arrived.
Eating chips, is it going?
What do you call this?
I'll have I got in at 8 o'clock, so I was on time.
We do seem to have, I noticed in the chat, so I'm going to put this up. I think Nicola Sturgeon is here. So let's find her. I think she's going way back. Quite amazing to have Nicola Sturgeon, but she is championing you two boys, saying, so what she said.
Love we Nikki.
God
bless her. God bless her.
God bless Nicola Sturgeon. Yes. Okay. So here we go. There we are. So she says she's only watching this stream as support to our Scottish representative, Gogsy and Fraz Quandro. Do your country proud, gentlemen. Yours sincerely, Nicola Sturgeon, First Minister of Scotland. So how are you all feeling about that, boys? Is that
That's
good?
That's great. I've met Nicola Sturgeon herself, actually. Don't think she'll remember.
It's
We need
flattering,
Boris. We need Boris on, don't we, boys, to back us up here.
Nah, come on. You need to be sensible when you're bringing guests on.
We've brought you on. How sensible can we be?
Right. We'll quickly move on to Benjamin Bloom. Ipswich, what happened? You were storming the league and you got pegged back, didn't you, sometime during the game?
Yeah, so we went to Milton Keynes, having won three games, all 2-0. So we actually conceded our first goal of the season, but went 1-0 up against the run of play. And then the one time where we make all 3 substitutions. And I think Wednesday finished with 10 men as well, didn't they?
We did.
The one time we make all 3 substitutions, we then get an injury after that. So we were hanging on in the end, but 10 points from 4 games. But just remember, this is a team capable of going 10 games, winning them all and not conceding any goals, and then going the next 10 games, losing them all and not even scoring any goals. So that was the pattern from last season. So, and it's Ipswich v Blackpool now on
It is.
Saturday League.
It is, which I'm not sure.
Showdown.
I'm not sure is a good thing at the moment for us.
That sounds positive for me anyway, at least.
Yeah, no, we are a shambles at the moment.
But
We really
10
are.
10 points from 4 games.
You're looking
happy with
good.
that, yeah.
You're looking good. We're not quite so confident. We were a few weeks ago, as you said. We were going to win the league and everything else. I was full of hope and everything else, and it's slowly been kicked out of me as football tends to do to you. It's just been pretty crap. We make a lot of, we make a lot of the game. We don't seem to have that final pass is always very poor. We had 18 shots, I think, on Saturday, 3 on target. So we're everywhere, but near the net, and just I don't know. It's just shocking. Right, Cods Vlogs, Ben. I don't even ask you how you went on this weekend.
Again, away, Rochdale, and no disrespect, teams like that, Fleetwood should be beaten with the squad. And again, what worries me more, we played Wimbledon and we were awful last week. To go to Rochdale and have Barry Mackay, Paddy Madden, Ched Evans, Mark Duffy, Callum Camps, Wes Burns, all on the pitch, and had to have 1 shot on target. And then get back into the game, a bit of luck, Harvey Saunders comes on, scores. And for them to score 90th minute for the second away game in a row, to concede late and lose the game, it's devastating, really is. And we need central defence in, and that's evident now. We've got 11 days left of the window, and as soon as they get in, we can build a foundation. But until that, we're miles off where we need to be. And we've got a tough game Friday against Hull on the TV. We never win on TV. They haven't conceded a goal yet. They're good on Sky, so 1-0 Fleetwood, eh?
Wow, blimey. Come on, give us some good news, Matt from Barnet. There's got to be some good news coming, is there?
Then you might as well keep moving, mate, because we fucking lost as well. First game of the season, I told you we would not be ready. We're not fit.
Matt, come in on your mic a bit closer, will you? Can't quite catch you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, perfect.
That's or bring your mic closer to you.
Yeah,
It's on that thing, you can, if you
It
prefer.
looks like I'm trying to suck it off now.
No, but you do sound good now. That's almost that's almost, what do they call it?
Perfect.
Yeah, that sort of thing when they do the real close things into the microphone and all like that,
Oh, ASMR.
ASMR, that's it. Yeah,
Oh.
it's a little bit like that. Yeah,
What is
whisper
that?
to-
Can we talk about Barnet, please?
It's where people whisper into the mic. Stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, let's talk about Barnet.
They open packages and things. They normally do a bit of unboxing, but they do it. And you hear all the plastic coming off the phone and all that. You know that noise, that very satisfying noise you get when you take the the cover off your brand new phone. When you just pull that off. It's that kind of thing. It's an
There's
obsession.
actually people out there who get off on that shit.
Yeah, they do.
People fall asleep to it.
I actually do get off a little bit about taking the peeling peeling the plastic off the phone. You know, when you get a new
Whatever
one.
turns you on, Lee. Whatever turns you on.
That
Can
just
I
turn-
just say, right?
Well,
This
fuck
is
your
a Football Vloggers podcast, not a Fetish Central podcast.
Sorry, Ben. I thought I
Yeah,
remember you were on the
this
date
one
of
out
18.
of us having a pop at us telling us off.
Oh, right then.
Is it past Goggsy's bedtime? Right, around Dunbar seems to think it's past your bedtime there, Gogsy.
Still got another 8 hours, mate.
Are there 8 hours to go, have you? So what are you up late night gaming?
All
What
night
is it?
session.
Oh, creating content, that's what.
Creating content, yeah, it is a full-time job, isn't it? Editing videos, so people don't understand. I've just done some videos for. We have a new Blackpool supporters club called the Armfield Club, which has been put together by the fans of Blackpool. They've done it themselves. Some big guys that were behind all the sort of not a penny more campaign, and we bought. I don't know if you know Blackpool, you've probably been, but there's a club across the road which was called the Number One Club on Bloomfield Road, and it's literally a stone's throw across. It's fantastic. It's got tons of memorabilia. It's just amazing. I've just done my video, and it was opened by John Armfield on Saturday. Official opening. Okay. He's the son of Jimmy Armfield, who of course is Blackpool's favourite son. One-man club, played for England and all that. So but it's taken me. I've been going down to the club all through sort of the summer, filming and getting B-roll and showing out. You know, I've been there a lot, so it's been a big job for me, but all for free, of course, you know, like you do. But it's been good. I've enjoyed it, and it's a good video. If you ever get to watch it, it's pretty good. Shows the kind of direction I want to go in with my videos, which is more sort of making adverts and things is what I like to do. You know what I mean? I never meant to be a football vlogger. I kind of fell into it by accident, but I enjoy it and I love it. Right, so shall we go on to some comments that we've got here?
I'm still waiting to hear what happened to Barnett.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Barnett, what happened?
Thank you very much, Benjamin. I do appreciate
Sorry.
that.
It was me that interrupted in the first place as well, before Lee told us his life story.
Oh, sorry.
To be fair, Ben, I was falling asleep, so it was the best. If Lee could just done that in 2 hours' time, would have been off by a quarter.
Sorry, Lee.
It's all right, don't worry. Don't
I
worry.
think we lost 5-1. Simple as that.
5-1?
Shocking.
Jeez.
Shocking.
Was it a league game?
Yeah, first game of the season.
Who to?
Eastleigh.
Oh, Jesus.
I did say the guy we've got in charge. He's been out of the game for 2 years. He's been working in a pub as well for the last 2 years. And I think, to be honest, I know that's what I say. We're a fucking circus, lads, right? The amount of candidates that I heard that was applying for the job, right? There was some names thrown around. Sol Campbell, no, thank you. We had Gary Johnson, who's the manager of Torquay United. I would have bit your bloody arm off to get him in charge. I'll tell you that now, right? I love the geezer. I think he's an amazing manager. But he wanted to, from what I heard, he wanted to bring in A, B, C, and D and E backroom staff, and our chairman said, no, thank you. And here's a little story now. A couple of seasons ago, before, rest in peace, Justin Edinburgh took the Leyton Orient job. He was interviewed, wanted to bring his backroom staff, and our chairman said, no, thanks.
Wow.
What would have happened if we got him in charge? We might have been league football, but then my favourite saying is, if my auntie had bollocks, she'd be my uncle. It could have been a different story. We don't know.
Yeah.
But how it works out is a manager, been out of the game for 2 years. Football moves fast if you're not in and around it. And can he try and pull players in? I don't think he can do that. And now we've struggled. And we go again tomorrow night away to the new Salford City, which is Dagenham and Redbridge, who's just throwing money at it.
Right.
Jeez, it's not looking so good then for you guys, is it?
Not really. And then we've got Notts County on Saturday, so I missed the opportunity to go to Hooters as well.
Oh no, bloody hell!
Just go up and see Dor.
You can't
do that. Yeah, could do that.
He
No,
lives just opposite, doesn't he?
He did say that. Yeah.
He's got his own key cut for Hooters, hasn't he?
Well, mate, hopefully he can get me a discount then, because they're not cheap. I tell you, they charge you extra for chips on top of the burger.
It'll be all right. He'll have loads of bags of crisps at doors. You can always have a bag of crisps before you go, can't you? He's always got a good stash of crisps, hasn't he?
Any more, Chris? You won't be getting into those new shirts he's bought.
It did look a little bit tight at the front, didn't it?
I thought so.
Oh, poor.
That's coming from me, lads.
It's not though. It's the design of the shirt. I keep saying it's those lines that go down that make you look like you got a beer belly. I think it's a terrible design of a shirt. I can't.
What are you rocking today, Lee? Is that like a training top?
It's a training top, yeah.
What era?
It was from the season after the Premier League when we were still Wonga, but they made the label it just a bit smaller. So it was a season that we didn't get up in the final against West Ham.
I've gone for the charity shop discount rail again today.
For
the 480th day running.
You're rocking those Hawaiian shirts.
It's just to annoy Matt.
I like the fact that you've got like 4 million different Hawaiian shirts. I actually like it. I really do.
And no football shirts.
Same here. I can't fit in any of them. Apart from Dundee, you're going to get me one, aren't you?
Well, yeah, we cater for the larger man, up to 5XL. So Matt's in luck.
Charlie Adam.
Can I
There you
go. Port Vale sells 7XL in shirts.
No, they don't.
They do.
No.
I promise you.
That's just
7.
That's just in case.
We're trying to flog him in seven times.
That's just in case Robbie Williams takes a turn for the worst.
Somebody here from Hull City, Ben, is saying that it's going to be most probably 0-0 on Friday. We're awful on Sky.
I will take that with a heartbeat. Honestly.
Can I just quickly come in?
Yes.
Why does every set of fans think they're bad on Sky? This is just football paranoia. Not everybody can be bad on Sky. Someone has to win the game, don't they? Every set of fans thinks they're awful on TV.
Unless it's a draw, Ben.
Good point, well made, Gogsy.
Necessarily have to go that way.
Ben,
It can be 0-0.
But you know what I mean? Every set of fans thinks they're bad on Sky, don't they?
Yeah.
I think it's a curse because they don't get on very often. That's what it is.
Yeah,
So
well-
if you were like Man United fan, you're on it every bloody week. It doesn't really matter, does it? But it's irrelevant. But you get on it so few times that when you're actually on, there's a lot of pressure to
Well,
actually.
really bad in Sky on Sunday.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you?
Yeah, well, when we've been on Sky in recent years, with Everton we lost 5-2, Wickham 4-1 in the playoffs, which is probably the worst I've ever felt in my whole life. 2-2. We played Walsall on Sky 0-0, and then we played Walsall away a few years ago, lost 3-1. So in recent years I don't think we've won a game on Sky since being in League One. We were good in League Two. We beat Scunthorpe away on Sky. We won against York at home and won in the playoffs. So we were good. Now we're awful on Sky. But I take 0-0 every day of the week because we are awful right now. The squad isn't good enough. We're not scoring goals. We're awful at the back. And again, it'd be good if our defence are old enough to go and buy a pint at the pub first before they can, play for us.
I don't know. There's a lot of negativity in it. Doncaster on tour. He's got Oldham tomorrow, and he's going to probably lose to them. I thought Oldham were terrible, aren't they? Surely,
they're awful. They are so bad.
You'll be fine there,
They'll beat them about
Doncaster on
4 or
tour.
5-0.
I'm pretty sure. Lisa Howard. Hi, Lisa. She is saying that Derby are okay on Sky. She's all right. She's the opposite side of the coin to you, Benjamin. There, she says they're okay.
Because she won the other day with Wayne Rooney scoring. It was back up front for them the other day, I believe. Ben, didn't the I don't believe they played a striker other than Rooney. I think
They did,
a lot of doubts on that.
Rooney up top, rolled back the years, and you can see I was at the game behind closed doors, and you can see my review and vlog over at the Benjamin Bloom YouTube channel.
Yes, and subscribe to these guys as well. Definitely,
Lee, in all seriousness, I saw Wayne Rooney win a game with a bit of magic in the 89th minute. That's not going to happen that many times. And whatever you say about him, he's a great, and that was a privilege behind closed doors.
We played United in the Premier League at Bloomfield Road, and we were winning 2-0 at half time, and we should have had a penalty to go 3-0 up in the second half, and Rooney was having a nightmare of a game, and they took him off and they subbed him, and they brought that Chicharito on, and they just tore us apart, and everybody was cheering him going off, and I remember saying to my dad, oh God, no, he's playing really bad, just leave him on, and he took him off, and we lost 3-2, and it was an awful night. I remember,
Is it a Football Vloggers podcast if you don't mention you were 2-0 up against either Liverpool or
No.
United?
No, I have to mention it all the time. Well, no, we beat Liverpool twice. Come on, if we're going to get down to it properly. And I had a good old laugh at Liverpool on Saturday. I think we might as well bring that up now.
Sunday,
Yeah.
That's
Man
a nice
United.
segue.
But
Yeah, that's a nice
what else
segue. But
happens on the 4:30 kickoff.
yeah, but I thought it was a little bit of karma back on Liverpool because, as Jane said in the video when we played them in a friendly pre-season, that they were meme bags. She said she even put it up. She wrote it on a big piece of paper and put it up in front of the, in front of the screen to say that Liverpool were meme bags because there was they didn't need to beat us 7-2, especially when we brought a lot of young kids on at the end. It was just mean in a friendly. So to get
Would
it,
you go to a Bamber
Just
Bridge?
let me just put that
you
on,
would stop
boys.
scoring, would you?
what's
You would
it-
stop scoring at the Bamber Bridge.
How many of
Why
them
you
have you?
think
How many of them have you
to
got,
rock
Gogsy? Have you got a Spurs one out of shot as well?
No, I don't.
No, but to be fairly, if you beat, say, Bamber Bridge 7-0, you'd be buzzing. So I know you're saying the meme bags, but it's only the same. Like,
Yeah, but they got the comeuppance. They've got to taste their own medicine on Saturday.
like-
In a much more important game than beating Blackpool, little Blackpool making about 9 substitutions in the second half. They just smashed us 7-2.
So, Leeds-
It felt good. It felt
Yeah.
good.
Yesterday's game was just mental as a neutral watching it.
Yeah.
not supporting it. It was just great to see. It's nice to see
Brilliant.
that Man United can't defend, and it's nice Liverpool got a keeper that's as butterfingers as most keepers.
no team can
Nice to
defend.
see.
No teams at the moment are defending. Like, look at
No.
the Premier League. How many high lines are there? Honestly, they're basically on the halfway line. And it's
You're
basically-
saying about high lines, but yet you couldn't beat Everton. So
No. I'm not about Premier League teams. I watched Leeds versus City, and that was, in my opinion, one of the best games of the weekend. It only had 2 goals, but it was end to end. It was old school football, and the highlights in Liverpool. I'm not a fan of. They're trying to catch people offside all the time, and Watkins timed his run perfectly. Grealish was outstanding. I just think it's good for watching football, but the high line in football right now in the Premier League, it's absolutely diabolical.
What I don't get is Manchester United keep going for like the winger midfielders. They need a complete new defence.
They spent
Harry
200
Maguire.
million though on the defensive, but
Yeah,
one
but
for
look
50,
at Man
Maguire
City.
for 80, Shaw for 30, and Bailly for 34 million. It's
Man City
204
spent
million.
400 million since Guardiola have been there trying to get the defence sorted, and he's still not got it sorted. So
I like the way United fans are moaning, lads. You know, it's like in League One, we're dealing with a 2.5 million salary cap and trying to get like players that like Premier League clubs think there should be a bin man. Do you know what I mean? I just think
there's nothing wrong with being a bin man, I tell you.
I
That's the
know,
bin
I
man,
know,
bin
I
man,
know.
as the
Man U,
as Lancashire Hot Pots would say.
Man U had just sold Smalling to Roma.
15 million.
So Roma's now got Smalling.
He was already there, wasn't he, on loan?
Yeah, he was on
Yeah.
loan, but we sold him now, so he's out of the club completely.
Christ, you think after the result yesterday, they would have brought him back.
Yeah, I would have thought that.
Unless they've
Like,
got a player up that sleeve they're going to sign today or
I
however
doubt
many
it.
hours left.
I doubt it. There's what 2 hours left of the window, so could happen.
Do you think it's not having the influence of a big crowd that's affecting these obviously notoriously big clubs like United and Liverpool? They've got all that fans. So when you go and play United at Old Trafford now, and it's just like a morgue, there's nobody in there. It's not quite as an intimidating place to go, is it? And I think they're getting found out. And I think fans are really important at games. I think the fans are.
I think it can be a thing, especially if you're playing a rival or something, especially if you have Spurs fans in the Man United game. That would have been a completely different story. But I think you've also got the situation where when there's no fans, there's no atmosphere. And when they put the crowd noise on, it just sounds awful. But I actually prefer watching it without the crowd noise because I love listening to players and managers scream and shout.
Yeah.
Like a friend of mine was telling me the other day, he loved watching United because all you hear from Sheffield United manager grunting. All you hear is go, "Ugh," or go on, get it. And you always hear the thing that's annoying me is that every 5 seconds they're like saying, "We apologise for swearing." It's like,
Oh,
you're gonna hear it. There's no fans there. It's like
Man U have been a force since Ferguson retired. Simple as that.
No.
No one's afraid of Man U anymore.
They've not been a force since Fergie retired, and they've also not been a force ever since Glazer took over because they're just ripping money out of that club.
We cursed them. I still believe that we cursed them because they sent us down. They didn't need to. They were mean bags as well. They'd already won the league. Honestly, they won the league. I was there at Old Trafford, and they had like 19. It was the 19th title. It was all in big silver letters. They all had it up on the seats and everything. So they'd won it. They didn't need to beat us. We went 2-1 up. They could have let us just a draw. We'd have stayed up, but no, they had to beat us and send us down. So I don't wish them any good feelings at all. I wish them all the worst, Man United, I'm afraid to say.
I agree. And I think United, and people talk about Spurs in recent years being flaky, but go on to United last year. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer were just in the bigger games. I know obviously his record against the top 6 last year was good. Obviously beating Spurs, beating Chelsea, beating Arsenal, beating City 3 times. But again, when he got to a semi-final, was it Carabao Cup? Lost in the semi-final against City, lost in the FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea, lost in the FA Cup semi-final against Seville. Again, it is such a poor record. And for me, questions should be asked of the manager because look at Klopp. I know he spent a lot of money at Liverpool, but the back line is nowhere near as expensive as United was. Robertson, 7 million quid from Hull. Alexander-Arnold, homegrown. Van Dijk, big signing, and Gomez, again, signing from Charlton. But again, I don't think Ollie or Frank can coach those players. They'll go and buy like a ready
They're not
meal.
coaches, the manager, but they're not good at managing.
Exactly. And Jose, he's got a thing where he can go and talk to a player and go, this is why I want you to join. And if you look, Jose's been sharp and keen with the players he's brought in. Doherty, they brought in, I know, Hart, backup keeper, regularly on, Bale back, Vinicius. And again, I don't think Arteta or Lampard or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has that pull.
I don't
trust him.
think
Jose, they believe him because they can see his past record.
Take your rose-tinted glasses off, Spurs lover.
I don't think you can put Arteta in that category yet.
Can't see now.
It's just his first time of managing. So far, what he's doing so far, Arsenal is working. But you look at the thing with Manchester United is, whoever goes into that job, they're doomed from start to finish, even if they get anywhere. Because look at their transfer business, how long it's taken them to try and do this Jadon Sancho deal. If they really wanted him, they would have paid the 120 million and he'd be a Manchester United player right now. But they want to do everything on the cheap. They want to get on for, which I understand, you want to save a bit of money, you want to try and do that. But when you're a club like Manchester United and you can throw that money at a player, go for it. But this is the thing, their transfer dealings, how they do it is so last minute or not really knowing what they want straight away. Like everyone looks at that team and knows they need a new keeper, central defenders, and probably a right back or left back. Kind of thing. They don't need forward line and they don't need midfielders. But what are they always going for? They're going for forwards and midfielders, and that's not what they need.
Look at the forward line. Look at the forward. Greenwood, Rashford, Martial, Agallo. Obviously, they've got more to come in. I know Lingard could play out there, but he's
just signed Cavani.
Just signed Cavani. And again, the business has been good. And I think when you look at other clubs who have got business done quite shrewd, like Sheffield United have got the business in early, like a couple of other. Villa, I don't think Villa's business this year been talked about. They spent a lot of money last year, but they've looked at it this year and thought we need to be smart business. Martinez is a smart buy, 15 million. They bought Watkins for just over, was it 28 million, Ben?
It's going to be about
31 million pounds. Great deal for Exeter.
Absolutely.
And Matty Cash as well. So a lot of Football League and Premier League experience in there. And they haven't spent as much, but they're doing a lot better for it.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Well, just let Ben answer the question about him being 12 years old and just let the people know how old you are, because you're not 12, are you? Even though you're still knowledgeable for an 18-year-old is Ben, aren't you, Ben?
Yeah. I'm not even reading the comments today, so...
Oh.
I honestly, because every time I read the comments, I can't see your faces, which is good for not seeing Fraser's face when he was on. But now he's gone, I can come back on off the comments.
Right. Well, it was just that somebody commented that your football knowledge was amazing and you only look about 12. So I was saying you're 18. But Ian Barron has asked me to read this out. He says he's heard that York City are going to get a £2.5 million payoff from the sale of Ben Godfrey from Norwich to Everton. He was at York as a youngster. York City are in Darlington's league, so there you are. That'll be big money for them, won't it? Bloody hell.
Fantastic bit of business with the sell-on clause, that is.
Yeah, it's very, very good, isn't it?
Well, we spoke about this last week. Like, more clubs are putting sell-on clauses on, and then it's helping them after a transfer. And I think the more clubs do that, the better it's going to be for smaller clubs. And it's only been like the past 10 years where you've been seeing it happening. And that kind of money will help York City no end. That will go on.
It'd be incredible. It'd be incredible. It'd be like, I don't know, 10 years of revenue, I would probably say, would it?
It's interesting when you see the teams that are smaller. I think smaller teams are actually better businessmen at times when they're doing the deals, especially with selling players. I think they are a lot better at like adding those sell-on clauses on because they know they need them. Barnsley did it with John Downs, and that helped them no end. So it's always interesting when you see something like that, and you always want that to happen.
There's a comment here from Hull City Vlogs. Says the thing that annoys him when a player comes from abroad and people say he needs time to settle in. Why though? They're just coming to play the same sport they were playing.
Different leagues, though.
I suppose it's just a different brand of football, I would say, isn't it? You know, there's nothing.
Yeah, but look at Torres, perfect example. He was doing well at Liverpool, goes to Chelsea, and it's a different game because the manager might ask you to play a different role. It's a different lifestyle being from Liverpool to London. So it's just, I know what you mean. Like someone could be banging in 30 goals a season in the Luxembourg League, and you think, well, he should do it anywhere. I do believe it. If you can score a goal, you can score a goal and go around the world.
Well, look at what Timo Werner said when he first came in. He said the players are bigger here, they're stronger here, the faster. And he's used to playing in the German league. So told you a lot, really. If he's
I'm telling you this now.
The league.
He's going to score a hat-trick in his next game because I've had enough. I've taken him out my FPL, I've given him 4 games. I brought Harry Kane back in. Harry Kane's not going to score for the next 5 years. He's going to go and get 10 in his next 5.
No, Harry Kane's going to get injured on international duty. That's what's going to happen.
Don't get
There's lots of Scottish chat going on in the chat, Gogs. I've been keeping an eye on it all. And is there anything you want to say to these guys? I don't know. I can't really argue much.
Well, if you've got any questions, fire them in.
How did Motherwell get on that the weekend?
We didn't play because Kilmarnock couldn't field a team because they had 6 cases of COVID and they've had to self-isolate their whole squad.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
Even though...
So what happens on that? Do you get the points or is it just... no?
What's actually just come out now is they were supposed to be playing in the Betfred Cup tomorrow against Falkirk and they asked to get the game postponed and rearranged, but basically they've had to forfeit the game 3-0. So it's different rules for different competitions, and we're having to replay our fixture, even though UEFA states that you have to play 13. If you have 13 bodies, you have to play the match. Otherwise, you have to forfeit. But obviously, it's different rules for different teams in our country.
So, what was it? 2 different competitions then, Gogsy?
Yeah. Well, we were meant to be playing them in the league, and Kilmarnock were meant to be playing tomorrow in the Betfred Cup.
Got it. Okay.
But so even though they had about 40 players that they could have tested and asked to play, but they only tested 27 players. So it's all up in the air. It's all conspiracies at the moment. There's also a rumour going about that they had players going to a poker night or something like that, but I don't know how much of that is true.
Wow.
There's a question there for everybody, I suppose. Where would Celtic and Rangers finish in the Premier League? Well, I don't think they get straight in the Premier League anyway, would they?
I'm not saying I'm
boring.
for not pay on.
That's
I don't think
boring, man.
I believe I look at Celtic's team and I look at
Rangers'
Rangers' team, and obviously Davies in midfield did all right in the Prem. Probably more of a Championship player. Morelos is all right.
Morelos.
I just don't think. I know, obviously, with the money, it's going to be different because their team now I don't think could compete. But with the money they have, being in the Premier League, it's a different ball game because there's so much more money in England than there is in Scotland. So you look at, could West Brom beat Galatasaray? Could Villa beat Galatasaray?
Yes.
I'm not sure they could. So
Villa just beat the English Premier League champions. They can beat anyone in the world right now.
I believe,
I'm not just saying that because I've got an Aston Villa top one.
I believe if they did be in the Premier League, maybe bottom 6, but definitely high-end Championship. But it's a different term with the money. I'm not going to say anything that goes on Twitter, so...
They'll struggle in the National League.
Aye, on Tattyfield like Barnet, aye, definitely.
You leave Barnet alone, mate, I tell you. We'd smash Celtic and Rangers 10-0.
Ryan Dunbar saying that surely Gogsy Kilmarnock have broken some sort of protocol.
Yes. I mean, well, they've had that with like Aberdeen. Celtic had one player that went abroad for 2 days, and they had like 2 or 3 games called off.
Didn't they
So that favoured them, even though they still could have played. Aberdeen had about 8 players breaking protocol, and they actually had a favour in for them. Hamilton and St Mirren got shafted for it.
The silly thing about all of this is, statistically, if you're under 50 and don't have an underlying condition, it's unlikely, and I'm not making light of the virus, it's unlikely to affect you. These are the fittest blokes in the world that can get a test like every day. And I read, because my missus, there was someone at her work got it and she had to self-isolate. So I've read all the jargon.
Yeah.
If you have a contact and then you have a test in like 2 or 3 days, so say 3 days into your 14-day self-isolation, if you then test as negative, you can go back to work. So I don't understand why you would call off a game, say, a week ahead when all the players could isolate for 2 days, then half of them could come back and test negative. Then they would all be eligible to play at the weekend, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, it's all done with up here. I don't know what it's like down the border, but my uncle, who was Motherwell team doctor, he basically did all the stuff with the sort of testing for, say, Motherwell players. Like, all the stuff went through the University of the West of Scotland, and all the tests would each day they did the test. Like, the tests would come back later and later, and sometimes it would even go over to not the day after, but the day after that. Because there's no service that can actually rival what we've got up here in terms of testing for the COVID. So I think there's a lot of people still being a bit lazy about the situation, when it's really not a lazy thing to be, not a thing to be lazy about.
It also screams a little bit of everyone's got different rules and different protocols that they're doing. There isn't like a set thing. So Scotland got something different to England. England got something.
I don't even know. I don't even know what we're doing half the time. It's just
and it keeps changing. It's this stupid thing where it's like what we said on the WhatsApp group. You're allowed to go watch a film, but you can't go watch a football game.
Oh, Boris has been moaning about that. So my answer is, can we get the TV removed? Play a 5-a-side in there so I can watch football. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I've got a question for you, Gogsy. Have you sinned in life for signing Devante Cole as well? I feel for you, son. He is the laziest player. Honestly, I don't hate any player that plays for my club but him. Lazy, arrogant. His dad came in the changing room going, he deserves a championship move. And get him to Wigan Athletic. Went to Wigan Athletic for nearly 400k. Didn't score. Went to Donny. Didn't score. Went to Burton. Scored twice in 20 games. Went to Motherwell. Did all right in Scotland. And then came back. Did awful again. So I feel
he had a quite good start when he first started coming through, and they just gone downhill. He's living off his dad's name.
I think
signing on fees. 9 clubs.
I think Devante needed another chance. I mean, he did all right for us in his 6-month spell. Like, he scored a couple of big goals. I mean, he created a lot. He was a good out ball, and he scored a goal at Ibrox and sent that into rapture. But he only scored 4 goals. He created a lot more than what was led on to believe, and I think what Motherwell are good at is giving players that haven't really performed well in England, say, a platform to sort of build on, and then they get a bigger move down south or to one of the old firm. Usually how it happens.
What are the big deals going on in Scotland then in this transfer window?
I don't know. I think a lot of it's already been done. I think I'd say one of the biggest deals that's been done is that Ayeti from West Ham to Celtic, who's one of the top goal scorers in the league. we've not done too much in recent times because I think we've got a settled squad, but we can always improve our team. We've been touch and go really this season.
West Ham had just cancelled Jack Wilshere's contract by mutual consent.
I'd take him at Motherwell.
I think a good championship team will get him if he can stay fit.
But he can't stay fit. That's the thing. He is one of the most natural gifted players I've ever seen.
By that logic, Sheffield Wednesday are probably going to sign him then. Because we're very good at signing players who are just crocs. We signed Franny Jeffers from Everton and he just didn't do anything.
Do you know who'll sign him? Who took Ravel Morrison, Sheffield United?
That kind of play that
Wilder likes a project, doesn't he?
Can I ask you a question, Ben?
Yeah, go ahead.
So obviously you cover a lot of championship sides, and the player that played for Fleetwood a few years ago, Ben Davies, Preston, in my opinion, one of the best defenders in the championship right now, left-footed. Obviously, with Preston playing like with the attacking wing backs, he can cover for left back. I look at Sheffield United and their defence screams sign Ben Davies. Can play in the back three, did it with Fleetwood, done it numerous times at Preston. Do you think that'd be a smart move for Wilder? Maybe Ben Davies go if he wants to take that step to the Premier League, maybe 10, 15 million pounds. Do you think that'd be a good move, Davies to Sheffield United?
I think they might go a level lower, as much as it pains me to say. They've got Ampadu, haven't they, to cover? But then Jack O'Connell's got hurt, hasn't he? They've been interested in Luke Wolfenden of our player. So I'd much rather they took. The only thing with a couple of those Preston players is you'll pay through the nose. You say it'll be 10, 15 million. So it'll be a lot of money. And I know they've just dropped a huge fee on Brewster from Liverpool, haven't they? Who's
23 million going to 40 million, which Liverpool can buy back in any of the next 3 seasons. So they can, if he starts having a good season, they need a striker, they can just pay that 40 million straight back, and they've got him. Which I think is a risk.
So in answer to your question, yes, it would be. He'd fit, but I think this window it's not going to be feasible. I don't think.
Yeah. What about Flynn Downs? Is he still going to Palace? I know he's been on your bench.
Really strange. Yeah, really strange. It's almost like both sides are trying to take the hard line, i.e., Downs saying I'm going to go, and the club saying no. If we'll decide whether you go. But neither of them really doing it properly. So, if you're the player and you take the hard line, you say, no, I'm done. And we don't like it as fans, but you say, no, I'm done. I'm not playing for you again. Please sell me. I've served you and I'd like to go now. And if you're the club and you take the hard line, you stick them in the under 12s or whatever, or you force them to play. And we've just got this classic Ipswich thing of neither thing is happening, and he's kind of on the bench. The problem is, Ben, is that, like you spoke earlier about the salary cap, there's just no point a team like Ipswich selling a player like Flynn Downs for 1.6 million. What are you gaining? Do you know what I mean? If it was, especially with a salary cap in there now, where what are you going to do with the 1.6 million? You may as well keep him and gamble on his contract running down and use those wages in your salary cap. So the fee needs to just be much, much higher. But as you know, if you're a championship club selling to Premier League, you make really good money. If you're a championship club selling to Champions League, you make huge money. If you're a League One club selling to lower Premier League, they just do a number on you, don't they? They can a club like Crystal Palace, 1.6 million. They can write that off, and never even play him. Just loan him and see how he goes. So it's that's the disconnect, isn't it? That's Ipswich's best player, who would literally just be a little gambly project for a lower end Premier League team. That's where we fall into in the big chasm now.
One of the things Wendy's got at the minute, we still got Kieran Westwood on our books, and no one can figure out why nobody wants to pick him up. He's a very experienced keeper. He's obviously not getting back in our team, which we could do with him because he's an excellent keeper. But it seems like nobody wants to touch him, which I'm having a funny feeling with Chansiri's wages. It's the reason we could never offload Jordan Rose. We gave him massive wages, but I'm just thinking, what teams right now in Championship need a keeper, an experienced keeper that desperately needs something like just to tighten up their back four. Even
Well, United need a keeper, don't they?
yeah.
Well, Liverpool need a keeper, don't they? Liverpool.
Well, yeah, Alisson's out for 4 to 6 weeks apparently with a shoulder.
Oh, yeah. 6 weeks at least.
So
But
they're
Jake-
going to be
Jake Davis asking about Swansea. Does anybody know about Swansea? I don't know anything about
I've
this.
heard Ben might know a bit more. Joe Roden apparently going to
Spurs.
But again, apparently I've heard rumours that Spurs bidded 18 million. Again, nowhere near that figure. Swansea want 25 million reset. So I did not really get that off Daniel.
They're playing poker there, aren't they? We thought with Swansea that there might be either Roden or Grimes might go out because they see when you see the team front load the recruitment and they don't have parachute payments, then you kind of know they're probably going to sell. And of course, then Daniel Levy and Spurs know that they have to sell. So Swansea can play Billy Big Boots about the fee as much as they like, but I'm sure Joe Roden's agent is trying very hard to get that deal. That 18 million would be a really good price, I think. And then they would have done James McBurney and they'd have done some brilliant salesmanship there. So we'll see.
It's interesting. We've already got that relationship with Spurs, so they already know who they're speaking to. So it is a lot. It is a hell of a lot of money.
I'm keeping an eye on the transfers. I don't know if anybody else is. Do you want me to kind of tell you the sort of top stories on transfers today?
Well, I was just close for 11 days, so it's baffling for me.
Yeah, we don't care, do we?
No, like for me, it's like we want Charlie Mulgrew, but I think we've gone past that now. Where he wants to come in, he's on £15,000 a week at Blackburn rumoured, and we will only be able to pay probably 3,000 of that. So until Championship clubs realise we're on a wage cap and Premier League clubs, I think you might see a lot more in the next few weeks of the window. Premier League clubs, Championship clubs loaning out because they've done all their business. They need to get off the wage budget, and I think squads need to be in like the next couple of weeks for the season. So you'll start to see players being loaned out or sold.
Well, and Ben,
day of the season, that last day of the transfer, it can be hectic.
It's going to be ridiculous, isn't it? It's going to be it's going to be a complete fire sale. And I just looked up Kieran Westwood. So take Westwood or Mulgrew. So Westwood's contract ends at the end of the season. So Chansiri has two choices. He either pays him up for the entire year or he takes 10% of that as a loan, doesn't he? And if you're a businessman, do you want more money or less money? You want more money, don't you? So
with what's going on with Wednesday, he doesn't seem to understand how to run a football club that you're meant to sell and buy players. He's good at the buying players, you just can't sell them.
And selling is all about the timing as well. Sell when you're strong, sell when the players. And as much as it pains me to say, when you see Norwich raking another 20 million for another defender from a defence that utterly sucked last season in the Premier League, they're just the masters at it, aren't they?
The money that they brought in. What is it? 20 million for Godfrey, and how much did they get for Max Lowe at Sheffield United?
Max Lowe was from Derby, but Jamal Lewis went to Newcastle for 13 million. Yeah,
but it's ridiculous how much money. If you know how the Championship works in terms of selling players, you can make a lot of money and be able to live off that.
That's what I mean. If you sell to Premier League, then this was the problem that Ipswich always had. Sorry to bring it back to Ipswich, as I always do. They never managed to time it right. And we had a situation where we sell Adam Webster to Bristol City for 3 million, literally 1 year later, and he goes for 24 million to Brighton. And you just think wrong place, wrong time, every single time.
Do you get a sell-on clause for that, like a 10% or a 20%?
I don't think we did. No, I think there's normally something written in the deals. But this is another thing, Ben, that annoys me is just how everything. I don't believe a word anybody says about transfer fees anymore. They're completely made up, aren't they?
No.
The clubs feed the local journalists with a figure that either flatters them for a high sale or flatters them for a low purchase. Everything goes through undisclosed. The fees are paid over 5 years as well. We have. It used to be fun when we used to know what people were actually spending, and we just have no idea anymore now, do we? We say, Godfrey's gone for 20 million. We don't know, do we? Do you know what I mean?
Well, for League One clubs as well, when we sold a player, it also I think helps for other clubs. They don't know how much money we've got available to spend. So
Well,
I think
exactly.
in that department, it's all right. But again, like I say, you don't know where. I don't know where these rumours come from. I don't know like how they get them, but it's just weird, really, isn't it, mate?
Ben, can I tell you something that happened at Ipswich? We signed Emir Hughes, you know, the Welsh midfielder from from Cardiff. Decent enough player, but bad injuries. And when he came, we were told as the fans it was sort of like £1 million. So basically, we were told what we wanted to hear in terms of the club is investing money in a player, right? Then Mick McCarthy fell out with everyone and decided that he was going to look after himself. And he went into a press conference and said, oh, no, that was 250 grand. So you had the same player, the same deal. When it suited them to say it was £1 million, to say to the fans, oh, we're investing, they said it was £1 million. And then when it suited Mick to say, oh, I did this amazing deal for Emir Hughes, he goes in a press conference and says it was a quarter of that price. So and you know the local journalists with the relationships get fed, you know, duff fees that they go and publish to pull the wool over us idiots' eyes, don't they, hey?
Absolutely. But like I say, with Vardy, I know he went for over $1 million. I only know that because Pilly said it in many interviews. But I think we've nearly got the amount we sold him for with add-ons. I think there's a fee that he said. I think we get £3,000 for every Premier League goal he scores. I think he scored 110 maybe now. So that's 330,000 for a start. Does that
he scored 110 Premier League goals?
Yeah.
That's obscene.
He scored more than Drogba when he scored. Was it the opening day of the season he scored? And he scored in the same amount of goals as Drogba with 42 less games. He scored the breaks against City. But he also, and Leicester laughed at this and went, yeah, all right. He went, I want to say £250,000 when he gets his England call up. He actually used the words, when he gets his England call up. And they went, yeah, he'll never play for England. And look at him. First year in the Championship, struggled. Second year went up, unbelievable. First year in the Premier League, struggled. Second year, unbelievable. And now I'd say one of the best 10, 15 strikers in the last 5-6 years, really. I think he's quality.
I've got to the point, though, with transfer fees, unless you show me a ledger with the club's crest on the top printed out, I just won't believe it. Do you know what I mean? That's where I got my tinfoil conspiracy hat on the whole time. That's not my mic that's making that noise, is it?
There's some noise, and I'm trying to figure out who it is.
Try and mute me out if you think it's me.
I don't know. Well, I'll try you now just for a second.
I think it might be you, Lee.
Me?
Lee, you were crackling at the start a little bit.
Was I?
Yeah.
Here we go, lads!
I'm saying.
Wow. I'll mute myself. Right, okay. I'll put Benjamin back in. Right, you're back in, Benjamin.
I'll stop doing that then.
Let me mute. I'll mute myself. All right.
Regarding all the transfers, like what you guys talking about, yeah, they don't exclude. They just do it all. But half of it's so the agent. I reckon that they play hardball as well, so that you don't know how much they've made out of it as well.
Did you hear, Matt? Did you hear about that Wolves one for the 18-year-old kid? And it wasn't even his agent; it was George Mendes. So it was basically a finder's fee. It got like £6 million.
Wow!
It wasn't the player's agent. It was like recommended. I think the transfer. I don't know who this guy was. Fabio, someone or other. I think the fee was like. And again, I'm pulling numbers out of my ass. The fee was like 25 million, and Mendes got £6 million.
With what Brian Clough said back in the day, he always called it spot on. Agents ruin the game when it comes to transfer.
Brian Clough with his very upstanding transfer record at motorway service stations. Yeah. Love him to death, but
Ben, have you heard a lot of the stories? I listened to this podcast under the caution. Brian Clough, some of the stories with Mark Crossley where just said, "Oh, you're not playing," and then again, all the keepers get injured. And then, so you have to find a keeper. But so he puts Mark Crossley in goal, and some of the names he calls him, and the way he does it, and the way his tactics are, and I think they're going away for one of the it was the end of the transfer window. They were playing, was it like a Millwall away from home, or a Middlesbrough, or Southampton, and because it was like Mother's Day weekend, and he got all these he nicked all these flowers from this woman's garden, and he said he chucked like 200 quid under like letterbox and went, "Tell your wife this is from Brian for let me have you on Mother's Weekend." And it's like they don't have characters like that in football anymore.
Do you know, Joe? I met him, Ben. I met Brian Clough.
So lucky.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
If you want to know about characters, there's a video on YouTube about Barry Fry signing a player, dealing with a player, and what a player! I tell you, he took no shit. Like the agent's like, "Yeah, we'd like this and like this," and Barry Fry's like, "You ain't getting that, mate. You're getting this." That was just fantastic, right there. That's the reason why I on it.
He goes, "Sold to the fat bastard in the blue suit."
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I recommend watching it. It's only about 2-3 minutes long. Watch it if you can be bothered, but it's really good. But the whole reason why Barnet, we never used to deal with agents, is because our chairman didn't want all of that bollocks about trying to get more money for their player and everything. So we used to just go, this is years ago before like agents were as big as they are now, so to speak. And back then with lower league football, I think the player just they just turned up at a club and went, "Can I train with you?" Before nowadays, the agent does all the donkey work. So now you've got to deal with an agent, unfortunately, and they're all slimy bastards.
But Matt, if you ever speak to a player, you'll never hear a player say a bad thing about an agent because they know
it won't do their reputation any good.
But they do so much for them and they make them so much money. Players love agents. Do you know what I mean? I've never spoken to a player that
they sort out the housing, they sort out the cars, they sort out the shopping. They do everything. They turn in. They're just, if you're a young kid, your agent is just your mum.
Exactly.
Like, because they do everything. They don't have to go to the shop.
For 20% of your weekly pay packet, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'd sacrifice that for someone to do all that crap donkey work that you don't want to do easily. I mean,
I was making $1 million a year, would you?
Well, that's it. I mean, I remember
Ben.
Bale signed Real Madrid, and they had these agents on Sky Sports News, and they was over the moon about how much money they just fucking made from that $100 million deal. You know what I mean? They were loving life, but then
Jonathan Barnett, yeah, don't start me on him. Don't worry. he's pillaged my club many times. He was Kieran Dyer's agent, Titus Brambles. He had all the young Ipswich players, yeah.
But then you had the same. Look at Nicholas Anelka's agent. Who was that? His brother. Fucked his career.
Yeah, but look at Messi's agency's dad.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if it's a family member if they're clued up and they know what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
But Matt, sometimes they just make it a family member, don't they? Because it's a way of keeping the money away from the tax man and in the family. And that's nothing wrong with that. I'm not having a go at that. It's perfectly legal. There's plenty of company directors that employ their wife as the personal assistant and pay them a wage for whatever, you know.
I was so tempted you were going to say that.
It's that thing. It's not agents do mess up transfer because you might have it agreed with the club, you might have personal terms agreed with the player, and then there's that agent fee. It's like you don't want to pay that agent fee, but unless you want that player, you ain't getting them unless you give them that 20% they want or 10% they want. And it's ridiculous how much money you look at some of the player teams that have actually paid the agents. And I think they had a first season Chansiri took over. We were top of it for paying agents out the nose. And we've had it where we've constantly been using agents. So we've been using a advisor of Chansiri, who's personally, I don't think he's any good, to be honest with you. But he just gets the players out of nowhere. But then you find out that he's the agent of this player, that player, that player. I think at one point we have 5 starters who all had the same agent.
Well, that's when it all gets a bit sticky, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you start to think about conflicts of interest and, if you drop player A, what happens if I ask player B, C, and D to hand in a transfer request, you know? So, we'll see.
Today ends, well, theoretically, right today, it's got to be Christmas Day for fucking agents. And then the winter transfer opens in 2 months' time. So they're like loving life right now, aren't they?
It's just incredible, isn't it? How much money goes out of the game to agents. It's just frightening, really. It's incredible how much power they have. And
but Lee, even in my business doing music, I know that I'm not going to get all of my fee because an agent's going to get it, and I have the choice of. And it's just the business. There'll always be middlemen. There'll always be brokers.
Yeah.
Mate of mine has made a ton of money from being the middleman in big insurance deals. He essentially does nothing other than talk between one party and the other, but he knows everybody and he makes everybody loads of money.
Nice work if you can get it. I mean, I've used an agent as a DJ for years,
There you go, exactly.
But it hasn't bothered me because he was only taking they're not taking a massive cut all the time.
But Lee, this is my point entirely, right? If I go off and do a gig, I arrange my fee. If I'm happy with my fee, I couldn't care less what anybody else on the deal is earning. I don't care. If there's an agent making exactly the same as me, well, good luck to him. That just means I haven't negotiated very well, doesn't it? As long as, and I think a lot of players take that attitude of, how much am I making? Okay, I'm happy with that. Well, everything else is immaterial. I don't care what. Oh, they're paying the agent that much, so
and to be fair,
I'm a millionaire.
To be fair, do you think any of them notice that money gone? If they're making millions, that money they don't even know it's left the bank account. Kind of thing.
And the argument is that the agent is worth it because he got them the deal in the first. And this is the thing with agents now; they're going into the academy, and can you imagine being a 15-year-old kid in an academy and Gareth Bale's agent walks in?
Yeah,
you're going to be like, this guy's going to make me rich. He knows everybody. He can get me this deal, that deal, this boot endorsement, this Kellogg's commercial or whatever. All that, you know what I mean, though, Matt. They get them all the commercial stuff. They sort the image rights. They make them.
Yeah. Look, put it this way: we're in one game, and Ben, you're young enough to change your career. Be a fucking mate.
I'm too honest.
No, honestly, I think like, I listened to Darren McAntony, and he said like how agents got it. You have to be a good agent this year because of the salary cap and players like. So I think Marcus Maddison, who was just gone to Charlton, found it difficult to get a club because he was wanting this much, and you've got to realise he's not going to get that much, how much he wanted, and the agent's got to kind of settle now. So League One and League Two clubs will be wanting to pay, say, 2,000, whereas at the start of probably the summer before it was introduced, might have been 5,000 or 6,000 they want. So it's going to be interesting to see how deals like free agents like get clubs because they're going to have to need money to get into like obviously pay the rent and pay the bills because down in League One and League Two, let's be honest, in the National League, it's like your main source of income and you can't live on it, like can't live without it. So be interesting to see how agents do.
It's so simple though, and it's just a big, great numbers game. It's what can make the player and the agent the most money. It's that, and even like with someone like Bale, who we've mentioned, even a situation where they're happy for him to go, screw you, don't play me then. But this contract, I'm not walking away from it. And they even get a situation whereby, it's they deem that the most viable thing they can do is not to even play football. So it's all just a big. And if there wasn't a place for them, they wouldn't exist.
Let's bring Gorgs in on this because he ain't said it for a while, and Scottish football is obviously it's shit. So
not as lucrative as English football, anyway.
What's agents like up in with Motherwell? Then do you have much dealings with them? What they like?
I'll be honest, I'm not actually clued up on that side. Like, I'm as I discussed with you yesterday on our stream, Matt. I'm actually very far away from Motherwell. I'm very removed from the situation, so I'm not really clued up in all the ins and outs of what happens behind closed doors.
But you don't know anything that goes on. You don't hear anything regarding.
I hear whispers and I hear rumors and I get told this and that, but I never know whether to believe it or not because, as Benjamin touched on, like you have no idea with transfer fees nowadays because most of it's just going on as undisclosed.
I think that's the problem. That it's going to be like that for the foreseeable future, though, ain't it? So I'm the same as you, Benjamin.
Wasn't it?
Well, that's it. I'm the same as you, Benjamin. I used to love reading, even though it's not my team. Like when Arsenal signed Dennis Bergkamp for $7.5 million, you know what I mean? It's just like that sticks in your head, though. That does.
And Matt, the one where Andy Cole went for $7 million, but Keith Gillespie was the other $1 million of the deal. So it was $8 million, and he went in the other direction. And you'd compare players based on the transfer fees. But it's so mental now that you can have a great player on a free or for £1 million or whatever, or you can spend £75 million on one. And then, like Ben was just saying, then we're talking, well, we're haggling over 500 quid a week on the wages down in League One. So it's just balmy, isn't it? Absolutely balmy. Boys, I'm going to tap out there and go and hang with the missus. Love you all long time. Lee, let's catch up before the Ipswich Blackpool game before the weekend, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Thanks
Nice
a lot
to meet
for
you,
coming
Ben.
on. It's always a pleasure, Benjamin. Just nice to have you in, and we'll see you when we see you. But yes, I'll definitely come and have a chat about the upcoming debacle for Blackpool playing it. I'm not feeling very confident at the moment.
See you all, boys. Enjoy the rest of the transfer window.
All the best.
Thank you
Bye.
very much. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye. Good night. Obviously, we just have this clicking sound. I don't know if you can hear
Lee,
this.
I promise you, every time you mute yourself, it went. I'm like, I know you keep muting me, but every time you mute yourself, it went. So
Right. Well, let me mute myself then.
see.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Well, he's muted me about 4
Spicy
times, so he might not be here.
Right, now the host is muted, lads. So I'm the captain. Look at me. I am
Now it's
captain
gone
now.
now.
Right? This is my ship, and I demand you put money into my bank account right now. Otherwise,
You're on tour, will have to come on.
yeah,
That's the punishment.
So I want money into my account.
Is this for like
Matt, I'll pay it, yeah, and I'll pay you with interest if you don't come on for the next few weeks. Come on, yeah, it'll be fine. Where's Fraser?
Oh, bless
Where's
dog.
Fraser gone?
I don't know. He said he had an emergency. He told me he had an emergency.
Words.
Oh no.
But I don't think we'll see Fraser again tonight.
Right, hope all's well. It sounds like that clicking noise is gone. Has Lee muted himself?
Yeah.
Right, so anyway, where are we going from here then, lads? How are we moving forward?
Right, so are we doing this phone in? Are we doing a phone in or?
Well, the phone-in's on Lee, innit?
Enter!
Come on, Lee! Where are you? You're making me the host, son.
I've muted myself. Right, I'm back. So, right, do you want to do a phone in, guys? Are we going to do a phone in?
Yeah.
What's
Here we go.
what's the question we want people to phone in about? Then come on, if
Right, so they can ring in and they can have about 5 minutes worth of how their team performed over the weekend. Who have they brought in the current transfer window, and who would they like to see before the window closes? Then,
Yeah.
right.
because I think
Okay.
that's 3 good questions, and you can get that out in 5 minutes quite easily. And that's if they need 5 minutes.
Right. Okay. Let's put. I'm going to put the I'm going to put the link into the chat. It's in the chat.
Oh, they're going to come on like a camera.
They got no. They're just going to come on. You can come on, but we're just going to let your audio in so we can all hear you. We haven't got room to have cameras in, but people
Well,
can
to be
just
fair-
phone in.
I've never done Agony Aunt before. This is exciting.
Oh, mate.
Well, let's see if it works. Let's see if anybody's got the
If you get-
cojones out there to come on and tell us all. So, what do we want to know? We want to know. What do we want to know? Just run it again.
And they got on over the weekend.
Yep.
on where they can improve, maybe, and what they should do.
Yeah, where have they improved? Where should they improve before the window closes?
And also,
Yeah.
if you're on a Nokia brick or no phone at all, you will still sound better than Door somehow sounds.
Mate,
So
I'm
don't
surprised.
worry.
If someone comes on here with a Nokia and that thing has no internet, I'll be fucking surprised. I'll tell you that now.
It'll still be better than Door's
At
connection.
least you won't be clicking like me. I don't know why I'm clicking.
I know, and Lee, you were blaming me. I was for you. Lee.
No, I wasn't blaming
it's not
anybody.
me. Because,
I wasn't.
Because guys at home, if you don't know, there'll be a clicking, and you'll go, Ben.
No.
I found this thing on Amazon where I'll never click
Right.
ever again. It's only 179.99.
Shark is here. Should we just add him into the stream
Yeah,
anyway? Yeah, he's here.
Oh,
Oh no, he's gone. No, he's gone. He's gone.
And you've got
We saw you, Sharky, for a minute. You were here, and you've gone.
Come on, there must be someone who wants to ring in and talk to us. We have so many people saying they want to come on the show. Here's your chance in a way.
Yeah,
Come on, Lee. So where are you?
Yeah,
You get
come on
5
if you want to. We're taking calls in so we can. It's a new experiment.
And it's free. You ain't got to pay for shit.
I'm surprised my mum's not come on and told me to get off. Or like,
Gogsy, where's your mum tonight by any chance, mate?
she made an
That's
appearance.
a
the
bit
other
of
day.
a personal question.
Gogsy's mum fancies me by anyone that wants to know.
No, she doesn't. No.
She likes the London
I'll
group.
have you know, Matthew, she's got standards.
Ooh!
Show your father some respect.
Spicy, I see.
Right, here we are. We have one.
Who's it? Who is it?
It's a Nottingham Forest. Luke Turton. Let's put him in. Let's get him in. Oh, we're just going to bring him into the stream, I think. Yeah. Can we hear you?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
What's your name and where'd you come from?
My name is Luke and I'm from Nottingham. I'm a Forest fan.
Hey. Replacement for Door. So then.
You've got no crisps, have you? There's no crisps.
No, Chris.
Doors bought
Right.
them all.
So the question is let's fire the questions at Luke. How are you go? Well, we know our Nottingham Forest are going on. We hear it all from Door all the time. So at the moment, not happy as a Nottingham Forest fan. Safe.
No, we're not doing that well at the moment, but it's just a continuation on to the back end of last season, to be honest.
Yeah.
And
Are
would you
you-
sack Lamucci?
I was just about to ask that.
Because we've heard it all from Door, and we want to know an actual, real fan's opinion on it.
Are you Lamucci in or Lamucci out?
I've heard reports that he's already gone.
Oh,
Oh,
hot thickens.
Do I
hot off
Listen.
press. Where do we get this guy from? Inside knowledge. So you reckon he's gone?
He's been on 90 seconds and he's already said more knowledge than Door has in 9 weeks.
I mean, it's
Come on,
not been
replace
confirmed
this
by
guy
the
with
club.
him.
Right.
Get him off. Just get him off. Get this guy on. He's a real deal. He's deadline day league. Come on. Get the contract. Put it out. Let him sign it. Whatever he wants. What he's done ever since he's come in. Let him sign it.
Oh, blimey. You're going to be causing a lot of controversy here.
So apparently he's already gone. Are you already got someone lined up ready to replace him?
We've got Lisa on
well,
the line as
not-
well. We can bring her in.
It's not been officially confirmed that he's gone yet, but well, I'm sure
Who would
once
you
it's
like
been
to see?
confirmed.
Who would you
we'll-
like to be your
well,
manager?
Paul Cook for me, the ex-Wigan guy. I think
Wow.
he'd be
Shout
Okay.
made for Forest and be able to work to the strengths of our squad. We've got a decent squad.
Okay, so as you know, yeah, and we all know, Forest have signed pretty much everyone that's available, like Football Manager. Do you think you need to improve any more before the transfer window closes, or are you quite happy with your signings? You just want the manager now to put his finger out and get results?
I think we're still light on one winger, but who that could be, I don't know. There was rumours of Kamil Grzycki earlier, but that went dead almost before it even got started.
Okay.
Whether we get one done or not is a totally different matter entirely. It's Forest, anything can happen.
That's the game, mate. Anything can happen in the game.
Thank you.
It is. It's not looking good for Forest, is it? And the transfer, we're not happy with the transfers at the moment. It's all these defenders you keep signing, as Door keeps telling us. Do you feel the same?
I mean, the defence did need strengthening after falling apart towards the back end of last season, but when we weren't scoring many goals either, you'd want reinforcements there as well. When it was defender after defender after defender, I can see why Forest fans were getting frustrated.
Right. Okay. So.
Okay.
So okay. So you think you'll back Lamucci? Maybe. Do you back Lamucci if he's still in the job? Or do you think he should go?
I think personally he still should go because we haven't seen any improvements.
But with a new manager coming in and a couple of hours before transfer deadline day, this manager's got to work with someone else's team. That's always the risk. Don't you think you should give the Moochie until Christmas and then that manager can try and do some dealings then if money is available?
Well, our transfer window doesn't shut until 16th of October. The Premiership that shut tonight. It's 16th of October for EFL club. We can still do deal with Premiership clubs. So
However, a lot of money's been spent by Forest. I think the budget will already be depleted, and they'll go, look, I just bought all these players. I'm not buying any more, and then they'll have them on the wage cap. I think you need to give Lamucci a chance. I'm not having Dor going into a hissy fit telling me I'm wrong. When again, we're 4 games into a season, yes, no points on the board looks bad, but I feel give him a chance, and hopefully the players will come good. Because is it the players that aren't performing? It's the players are never question. It's just the manager right now. So I think give him a chance.
Yeah, but Whittaker is saying he's gone. He's gone. Whittaker saying.
If I could come in and respond.
Yeah, let him. Yeah, wait. He wants to respond.
John.
The problem is if we give him too much time, there'll be too much ground to make up. How many games given where he keeps losing points? We've lost 12 points already. How many more points do you lose in a season? And it just gets to a stage where you can't make it up. Our owners want promotion this season. And at the minute, we're only surviving the bottom of the table by Wickham and Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, but Rome wasn't built in a day, my friend.
You're lucky how bad Wickham are, so you won't be finishing bottom or second bottom this year, in my opinion.
Not necessarily bad. I just think they're not cut out for the level of the championship.
No, we haven't invested.
I think they peaked last season.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Luke. That was fantastic. Thank you. We're going to let you go. We've got Lisa waiting in the wings, Derby County fan. Thank you, Luke. Thank you for calling in. Right.
Hello, Sharky, while you're here, mate.
Sharky, hello.
Evening, everyone. How's all doing? You good?
Mate, you're right.
We're having a little bit of a fan phoning at the moment, Sharky.
Here he is, the super sub. Come and tuned us for our last 40 minutes. Get us over that line. 3 points.
Yes.
Right, we've got Lisa in, Derby fan. What was the question again? Loudmouth.
Hello.
Hello,
Lisa. Evening. Question for you is:
Are you with Dor?
Sorry, go on. Go on,
No,
Navid.
I'm not.
I just said, are you with Dor? Is Dor trying to get into your house?
No, I'm fed up, not hard up.
Well,
we've had a good show so far. He's not been on. Sorry for interrupting you, Matty. You go on now, son.
No, you're good. So, yeah, Lisa, questions. How do you think that your transfer dealings have been, and where do you think that you should improve before, obviously, the window closes, be it in another couple of weeks' time?
So far, I've been quite happy with the transfer. Nathan Burns been an absolute colossal signing. He's been immense. Marshall in goals. It was outstanding on Saturday. Made some world-class saves. We look like we're going to get Charlie Austin this week from West Brom. I think that's just a short-term deal, I think. I think they're just finalising that. Rumour is it's going to be done in the next few days. We've missed out on Dursun, the German bloke, because I think they couldn't agree a fee. But it looks like the Derby will go back in the summer because he's available on a free transfer. So I think that will be done in the summer, ready for next season. So we do desperately need a striker in. Why we let Chris Martin go, I don't know. But if we get Charlie Austin, I think for a short-term cover, I think that will be a good signing. He's a proven goal scorer at this level. I do also think we need a creative midfielder. But the squad's looking healthy. When we get all the players back, I'm quietly confident that we'll start climbing this league, I think.
So going on, can I ask a question? Is that okay?
Go for it.
Anything for you, Ben.
So I think I saw your team line the other day, and I know Norwich had a lot of chances in the game. Do you think your manager, Cuckoo, do you think he basically said, look to the owner, I can't pronounce his name, I can't pronounce his Cuckoo, whatever his name is, Cuckoo. He sounds like a primary school name, but do you think he basically said to obviously the owner Mel Morris, back me, because obviously only striker on the pitch who now plays in midfield was Wayne Rooney. He was the only real attacking striker you had. Do you think that was a sign saying we need a striker, otherwise we're not going to compete this year?
What's happened is after the debacle of the few games, we've not won a game. There was a big team meeting on Monday. They never even showed the game after the Blackburn game. There was a big team meeting that took over an hour. They all aired the differences. Obviously, Philip Cocu hasn't come out and said what that was. He likes to keep it private, but whatever he said, it worked. I think on Saturday, Ben, what you saw was only 2 academy lads playing, so he got that balance of youth and experience spot on. He brought Curtis Davis back into the team. He brought Shinnie back in. He brought, a bit more experience into the side. He changed the formation totally. We played a different formation than we've ever played before under Cocu, which I think it stopped Norwich playing their fast-flowing football. So he got his tactics and team selection spot on Saturday. So I was very impressed.
Spot on. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Any more questions?
For that?
Yeah, can I ask one?
Go for it.
Yes.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, Lisa. What's your expectations for this season? I know you've had a bit of a poor start. You got a good result against Blair. I thought you played now, but it was Norwich. Good result.
Yes.
Do you think you could do it? Do you think you maybe get automatics? Think playoffs?
Look. No, I honestly don't think we'll be automatics. If we get our squad back fully fit with the players we've got to come in with Martin Waghorn, Tom Lawrence, Bielik, we've got some key players missing. With the right additions, I don't know if we need to sign a striker, definitely 2 for me. We're good enough to be competing to be near that top 6. Do I think we'll get there this year? It's difficult to say. Ask me that when the transfer windows are shut and I know who we've got in the squad. But with a fully fit squad and everybody back, with the right additions, I think we can be competing for the top 6, yes. I'm ever the optimist, by the way.
I just think with the manager that you've got, I think he's very capable of doing playoffs or even getting into the automatics. I think he's just with the injuries that you've had and obviously the results have been poor, but I think you're the sort of side that you've always been in the playoffs. So I think you're very capable of much more. If you get where I'm coming from.
I do. I fully understand, and I've been a massive fan of Philip Cocu. I've not been one of those fans that want him out. He's a very, very clever footballing manager. He was a world-class player. He's won a lot in Holland. I'm just questioned sometimes whether the Dutch style of football suits the Championship. Now, after Saturday, and he's got a result playing a different way to what he's used to, I'm hoping he's maybe learning the lessons, because if you think back, I don't know too many Dutch managers that have been really successful over here trying to play the Dutch way. But look, I appreciate what he's trying to do. Let's get the players he wants in the squad to try that are good enough to play the way he wants. And let's see where it takes it. I want Philip Cocu to be a long-term project, because what he's doing, I see the vision for the future, whereas young fans want instant success, but that doesn't always work in football unless you've got lots and lots of money, and we haven't.
Yeah, spot on. And like I say, you could be worse, you could be Forest.
Here's another tip from Ben. Go on, son.
Well, he's not here, so it's good. It's good.
Ding, ding, ding.
I'm not getting from door.
Ben,
Why are you bullying me?
He's running scared from me, Ben. That's what it is. He's running scared.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, maybe his internet issues are down in Nottingham this weekend again after losing. He'll probably be on next week. They'll win 5-0 next week. He'll be the first one on here.
Oh, bless you.
Thanks, thank you. Thank you,
Lisa. Thank you, gentlemen. Keep up the good work. You're great to watch.
Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So am I still
anyone else?
No,
Lines are open, people. Please call in right now.
Yes, call in. The link is there. I will put it into the comments again. So
Sharp call is important to us.
Newcastle got anything going? Last minute?
Say that again, sorry?
Newcastle got any last minute business going in?
We've just signed someone this evening. We're signing Rodrigo Vilca from a Peruvian side. He was linked with the top 6 sides, but do you remember that player, Norberto Solano? Remember him?
Yeah.
Well, he's turned his head. He said, come and join Newcastle. He's part of the under-23 setup, but with a vision to get him into the first team.
Oh, brilliant.
But we've done our deals quite early, you see, which I'm impressed with. I'm not going to complain with our transfer window. I think we've done pretty well. Wilson's doing good. Fraser made an impact on the weekend. So I'd rather do it then than now and panic. Like, Manchester United, look who they're going for. It's just don't want to panic.
What do you think of Steve Bruce coming out and attacking fans back with all the abuse he got recently? I noticed that there was an article the other day saying he could come out. And fair enough, he's allowed to. He's getting abuse, so he's giving a bit back.
For me, I understand where he's coming from. I just think the fans want to see better football with the players that we've got. You know, we should be doing so much more in terms of, like, you know, Wilson, Fraser, just not playing this negative football, sitting back and just defending all the time. I know it's a tough league, but have a go. Do you know what I mean? Fans will appreciate if you have a go, and even if you do get battered, at least get some shots on target. It doesn't matter what division you're in. But you know, we're improved on the weekend. A good result against Burnley. We did obviously get a bit of a scare in the second half when they equalised, but you know, we're not going to play Burnley every week. They're in a bit of a mess. But I've always said, give them till Christmas, give them time to let the players gel in and bed in and understand how Steve Bruce wants to play. I think it's too early to get rid of them. There was a lot of calls last week of, if we don't beat Burnley, he has to go. But in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, if we beat Brentford, which won't be easy, we're in the semi-finals for the first time in God knows how long. I don't think I've ever seen one in the semi-final before. And then, like top, what, now ninth or 10th in the league. I mean, it's early doors, but it's looking all right.
It sounds like a sort of Santiago Munez transfer.
Yeah, it is. That's literally the best way to put it. Like, if you've seen his interview, it's just one of them where he's just buzzing to get started. He just wants to try and, you know, hit the ground running and get into the first team, which, to be fair to him, he's got a good chance. And that's one thing I like to see with what the club do. Like, instead of paying over the odds for players, if we can't afford them, which we should be able to at this level, is promote from within, bring in the under 23s like Sean Longstaff, Matty Longstaff, just to name a few there.
Yeah. It's an interesting window, because when you're looking at what everyone's going for in the Premiership, there's so many bad defences this year in that Premiership, and it's amazing when you see how many people are not actually strengthening defence; they're actually strengthening up front.
But can I just mention something about our defence? Our defence did actually really cost a thing. Like what? Fernandez, 6 million from Swansea. Jamal Lascelles, we got him with Carl Darlow about 6 years ago, next to no money. You know what I mean? Mankio, next to no money. Then you look at Man United side, and they're just conceding goals for fun. Do you know what I mean? Like what Maguire cost 80 million quid.
Maguire was 80 million. Luke Shaw was 30 million, I believe.
Isaac Hayden, next to no money. Shelby, next to no money. Do you know what I mean? Like it just because you spend big on a player doesn't mean that they're going to be the next big thing. You could spend very little on a player, like Jamie Vardy, for example, go to Leicester. Look what he's done.
Yeah.
We have a new caller in. Somebody called question. Hello.
Hi, I've got a question. So if you could have one young Scottish player, apart from like that Billy Gilmore, who would it be?
One Scottish young player?
Yeah.
So when you're saying young, are you giving it an age bracket?
Under 21.
So under 21, a young Scottish player. Well, Gogsy, you're probably the first one or best one to answer this. If you go first, mate, because I need to do me a little bit of research, because I know there's a few in Hearts' academy. So, Gogsy, you go first, mate.
Well, I mean, one player I would suggest signing is Alan Campbell for about 10 million. That would help Motherwell very much.
Seen that one coming.
As an if looking at it from an Aston Villa point of view, I think the likes of Alan Campbell, because they've always, like, John McGinn's sometimes been linked with a move away. If we lose John McGinn, I would have to say maybe I'm not going to make a bold claim and say Alan Campbell's going to be the next John McGinn or anything like that. But a player such as Alan Campbell's he's like a sort of ball-winning midfielder. He's basically the engine in the middle of the park. A player like that, I would say, is probably what a lot of teams would love to have.
Fair enough. I mean, because I know I keep a bit of an eye on Scottish football, but, you know, being a Hearts fan, and I always struggle to pronounce his last name. So, Gorgs, help me out here, mate. Harry Cochrane.
Oh, Harry Cochrane.
There we go. That's the one. He broke through the ranks at Hearts, 2 seasons ago now, as a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid, and he ran the show when Hearts played Celtic. I think he got man of the match in one of them games.
Yeah, they won 4-0 in that game.
Exactly, and he just looked like what a player. Actually, might be a decent player coming out of Scotland for the first time for a long time. Yeah, I had to get that one in. So yeah, there's potential there. Having a look now, Hearts have just signed because Hearts have sold a couple of youngsters. One's gone off to Italy.
Yes.
The what's his name? Hinckley's
Hickey.
Aaron
Hickey.
That's the one. Yeah, he scored a belter against Hibs, though, didn't he? Eh? Come on, everyone remembers that. And they've just literally sold another one tonight to a Spanish team as well. I've just literally brushed past it on Twitter right now. So Hearts have always had a good little academy bringing players through. I mean, to be honest with you, quite Hibs have as well. So I'll go with him. If I could snap him up at Barnet, mate, he could be our new Jack Taylor.
I'd love to get the young Scottish lad at Chelsea, Billy Gilmore. He looked like a proper good player, to be fair. But it's one of the things that if you're at Chelsea, you could go anywhere. That's who I get, because we do quite well with getting players that are not really playing for the clubs and getting playing. We got Barry Bannon for next to nothing, and he now controls our midfield. So if we could get someone like that again, that'd be fantastic for us.
You were wanting Scott McKenna, weren't you?
At one point, yes.
Of course, it's Kobe. That's who's phoning it. It's Kobe from our show.
I got mixed.
I was biting my tongue when you said Alan Campbell.
I knew you would.
I got mixed in when it comes to Scott McKenna, because I love Scott McKenna, and I know he's just gone to Forest. But for me, it would be even cheaper because I wouldn't have to get my little girl's name on the back of the shirt because it would all be there.
It's just a Bardash Taylor, though. So
the link is still on the screen. If anybody wants to join in, we'll just put you in the queue if you want to come and chat with us.
Before you go, caller, I appreciate you asking us a question, but we didn't get to ask you the 3 questions, did we?
Oh, go for it. Fire away. Right.
So how did your team get on at the weekend?
Oh, sublime. We weren't playing on the weekend. We're playing on Friday.
It's no need to be cynical, mate. Just answer the question.
No. Marlon Watkins with a banging performance. Got the first goal. Lewis Ferguson, who I would have said for young Scottish player, got the winning goal last minute.
What's your team?
Aberdeen.
Okay.
So are you happy with your transfer business so far?
Oh, yeah. Signed Greg Lee today, That's our last bit of business. It looks Ross McCrory coming in from Rangers. That's a bargain. That's a steal from us. Keeping the likes of Ferguson. That's probably our best bit of business, I'd say.
Wow. Okay. Very good.
And do you think you need to improve, or are you happy with your squad right now?
I'm more than happy with our team right now.
Do you think you could challenge the old firm?
I think we could maybe, if Rangers have their annual slip-up, I think we can maybe squeeze our way through into the middle if we're lucky. But I think I'd take third, and maybe I think we'll beat Celtic in the cup this season. I was saying that in the chat earlier.
And then you'll turn off your PlayStation, Kobe.
Manager.
Of course, Rangers have a slippy. Seen who the manager is?
He ain't been their manager for about 3 seasons, mate.
Yeah, I mean, they've had managers like in the past, like him, like Mark Warburton, Steven Gerrard.
Steve Gerrard.
Well, I'm very proud to be here. Well, Celtic are talking about 9, 10 in a row. It's 9.5 in a row.
It's like he's here. So good.
And you were just like multi-talented, mate. You were like a triple threat right now. You know that.
Sorry?
You're a triple threat. Impressions, football knowledge, just, those Clark Kent glasses, mate.
Well, mate, I know the rose tinted glasses, but I can't see anything without them. So I only got glasses, by the way, 18 months ago. I put them on and thought, oh my God, I've been walking around blind. So I thought, oh, we're at the Fleetwood game. And I said, oh, we're playing amazing. I took them off and I'm thinking, I've been watching Fleetwood for 18 months and we're playing well. Put these on. And it turns out we're shit.
He's seen the light, people. Hallelujah.
Oh my God. Oh well.
Any more questions for the caller before he goes?
I'm not too sure.
No, that was for us to ask you a question, mate.
All right, go for it.
Obviously, a few years ago, one of your bigger players, Adam Rooney, went to Salford, money bags. What were your thoughts on that move? Obviously, apparently he was on £4,500 a week.
I mean,
at
that
money
was
bags
more
Salford.
than-
What was your thoughts on that?
I couldn't believe he was going down to non-league. I mean, he's still one of our. I think he's in like the top 10 goal scorers we've had, and he was ace for us. I mean, definitely one of our best players, but he wasn't really getting a game like to the end of his time. So, I mean,
Where do you think he could play in England? So, when he left, where do you think could he slip into League One, League Two?
well, I think
Championship?
I thought he was definitely a championship player. I mean, he was doing it in the Scottish League against like the bigger teams. I mean, he scored in 12 seconds against Hibs in the semi-final. So I thought he definitely could have. And he's at like Solihull Moor now. So
Yeah, he was still Salford's top goal scorer last year, and he left in January. I think he only scored 9, but he scored 31 in the National League, which is 40 goals in about 70 games in the National League and League Two. Isn't bad going, and it shows the quality that he was at Aberdeen, really.
yeah, he's a cracking guy, but it's just I think it's just the we've had a few players like that, like a big target man just sitting around the box. Like he's on obviously Jane Stockley. I think he's down in the Championship now, but he couldn't really do it us. And I think Sam Cosgrove will be the next jump ship. He's been linked with a few English clubs like Stoke and all that. So watch this space again.
I've got a question. I've got a question for you before you go. Are you a YouTuber? Are you a YouTuber?
Indeed.
You are. You sound really good.
Better than Dort ever has in 9
yeah.
weeks.
So should we just bring him in? Totally.
Let's get him in. Let's get
Bring him in.
Dort.
Come on the video if you want. Let's see. And you talk a lot of sense. You're a bit like a Scottish Ben.
What 1885?
Can we get you in on video?
Yeah, go on.
I mean, what you wanted my camera?
Yes.
Do you want to come on?
Go on, Kobe.
Here we go now.
Right. Okay. That's it. All right. Get you in. Why not? You talk a lot of sense. So you get yourself
What's
on.
your name again? Sorry, mate.
Kobe.
Kobe.
Yeah, it's probably it's the same
welcome.
question, so just call me question for now. Like.
Okay. Well, welcome to the channel, and all I'm going to say is, do not give Lee your number because your bank account will go into mine.
I don't think. No, I think he's all right. He's all right. His mic's fine. Sounds great.
Fine. I don't have it.
This is all about the mic.
You haven't got a
All
microphone.
about the mic, people.
Wow, it sounds really clear. Sounds better than Door.
Door's more like.
If in doubt, I've got one ready. If in doubt.
I love it.
Sounds like a darling.
You're obviously a gamer. I like your gaming chair behind you there.
Are you sure your name's Corby? You look like Kane Larkin.
Oh, he does.
Wait, first it was Ross McCrory. Oh my.
That's a new one.
It is. Oh,
So, do we have any more callers for questions, people?
Yeah, we could do some more calls. I'll put the link up again for anybody who wants to call in.
Just copy that link. Come and join in the fun.
I can't believe you've done me like that.
Easy, mate. I'm not like that.
It's no coincidence, right? I've enjoyed myself again on this show tonight. It's been probably the best show we've ever done.
I know where it's going with this.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I'm actually being serious.
Door's not on.
And everyone thought that I was the wanker.
Door, if you're watching, man, geez, you get some stick tonight.
I do think you're right, though, Gorgsy. I think these two need to get in a ring and sort it out, mate.
Well, to be fair, it feels like he's clubbing.
You can either fight or jag. It's up to you.
To be fair to Door, if he's like he's clubbing the cup competitions, they don't normally get past round 1, so I'll be all right.
In all fairness, Dor was offering out everyone he could the other night, so
Gogsy, I can't take you seriously with that top on, man.
Mate, you're a Liverpool fan, button it.
Oh, a Liverpool fan.
Oh no! Why did you say that? No.
Let's talk about them, baby. Hang on. I think Liverpool should be massively fined for yesterday. The rule is you should only be allowing 6 in, not 7. Boris, get onto it.
It's all right. Everton's already bought that
yesterday.
Peter's saying that Door would have been on if they'd have won. Typical red dog, she's saying. So is it because they lost? He's not on. He can't take 4 defeats.
And I said to him for his video that Scott McKenna was going to like fix all the problems. He's made it worse. He was there. It was his fault for their goal they conceded or something last week.
So as Scott McKenna used to play for Aberdeen, and you've been an Aberdeen fan, did you not rate him then?
I did rate him.
Mate, you said he was the best Scottish defender in the league.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's not that It's not that hard.
He's not as good as Declan Gallagher, mate.
Well, last season.
So if you had to rate it between Scott McKenna and John Souttar, where you going?
I'm
I
going
was Suter's brother.
John Suter's championship now, but I always said if we're replacing him, I'd go with like Suter or Halkett from Hearts because they're kind of similar builds. But I'd say last season McKenna and this season McKenna didn't have his best season, but the season he first broke through from like going out on loan to Ayr and all that was his best. Gogs, you'll probably remember when he scored the thumper against Killer.
Oh yeah, from about
40 yards out. That was definitely his best.
That was a clearance. He didn't mean that.
No, he did. Chris Boyd told him to shoot, and he hit it. Boom.
All I'm gonna say to you, Kobe, is Bevis Mugabe. That's all.
Hello, new caller. How are you?
We have a caller in the studio. Jim, hello.
Hello. How you all doing?
Hello.
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
We're great.
Yeah, very good. Very, very good.
Hello.
Oh, Jim, where do you come from and what football team do you support?
I'm from just outside London and I'm a Spurs fan.
Oh, here we go. Boys, just relax. Just stick yourself in.
Go on.
So hi Jim. So
keep this guy on. I love it.
Right.
We just spoke Spurs and that's it.
So
that's good enough.
Legends.
That's good enough.
So after yesterday, you come down from your high yet?
No, not yet.
Can I just say before we go on with the questions, it's only can Spurs get a great result against Man United, one win, and have the result overshadowed.
I know. But I'm telling you, right? City don't look up to it this year. United look awful. Arsenal look shaky. Liverpool, again, without the goalkeeper for 6 weeks and look awful without Henderson. Spurs don't win a trophy this year or finish in the top 3. I'll be very surprised.
It's going to be a Newcastle Spurs Carabao Cup final, right? And we're going to win by a VAR decision in the 90th minute and win the cup.
I hate Callum Wilson because Callum Wilson, you know what he went, he goes, well, I love the decision. It was a good decision. It's like,
Do you know what though? That's what we've been missing for years. Someone with a bit of passion, a bit of character. Oh, I should have got a hat trick against Burnley. Love it, absolutely love it.
I love it. Steve Bruce. I think he's ace. Well, we've had a great game, great decision. Go away.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've been practicing.
No, honestly, do you know what it is? Do you know what the Spurs is? It Jim? Is it Jim? I felt so bad for him last week. Let's be honest, because we were awful. We shouldn't even have got anything out of that game. Wasn't even a pen, but I'll take it.
No, I don't think
I'll take it. I mean, that's football. I'm sure we're going to get decisions against us come the end of the season, so I'll take it.
It's the rules, though. The rules are messed up.
Yeah, it is. It's in the Premier League. They need to really review it now over the international break.
It's not VAR. VAR is not a bad thing. It can help us, but it's the rules. 100% the rules.
We've got Daniel Teckers here as well. You can see. Hello to Daniel.
I'm not being funny. Can I just
Evening.
say, why have we got more on the screen now than Fleet would actually take away from home?
Is he freezing? Do you want to just come in on audio, Daniel, because you're freezing?
I don't know if Daniel's internet's bad or his fucking eyes are kite. Look at his face. Look at them fucking eyes. Jesus, what have you been
questions
taking,
for
mate?
caller? Come on.
Come on, Godfrey.
Right, so come on, questions for Jim. So, first question is: as you're a Spurs fan, and you kind of just breathed over your result over Man United, do you think it was a fair result, knowing that they had a man sent off?
We was all over them before that.
Oh,
all over them.
And what was the score?
Even if they kept that man on, what was that? Sorry,
what was the score before they went down to 10?
2-1.
It was 2-1, wasn't it?
So it's 2-1. It's only one goal into it. Nothing's really, out of sight yet.
We was putting on the pressure. We was constantly attacking. They couldn't handle it.
Constantly putting on the pressure.
Okay, Ben, you behave yourself, all right? Fat boy over here. So, are you happy with the business so far Spurs have done in the transfer window?
I am. I'm very happy. Gareth Bale coming in is, even if he only plays 15 games this year, he's a big, big personality to have in the dressing room. He's someone that's won trophies at arguably the biggest club in the world. It's only positives from that. But one of the signings that I'm really, really happy with is Højbjerg.
Oh, yeah. Good player.
Yeah.
I think he
Højbjerg
gives
has been
Tottenham a new
quality.
dimension because I watched him yesterday. Every time Spurs lost the ball, he won the ball back. I think he had the most passes, most tackles, most interceptions, most cover back, most ground covered. It's been a great signing.
The only thing he didn't do in that United game was score.
Yeah. And but again, it was very, very good from Spurs. Do you think Spurs could challenge this year?
I don't know. This season's like, I mean, there's a Villa fan sitting there, and no one would have expected the results that we had yesterday. No one.
No, unbelievable.
If it was last season, we'd be sitting with 0 points.
To be fair, I think the Premiership is open wide for anyone to get it this season.
That's what I mean. Everyone's faltering. Everyone.
Well, they haven't got the crowds. They just haven't got the crowds. These big clubs have not got the crowds behind them, and notoriously.
Footballers at the end of the day, they should do their job.
But they obviously can't without fans.
Improve, Jim. Was there any position that you really wanted them to improve big style?
What was that? Sorry.
Was there any position you really wanted them to improve that you haven't got, or are you happy with what you got in terms of position wise?
I thought we've always been, the last season especially, is shaky at the back. I really wanted us to improve at the back, and I mean Doherty, I'm still a little bit dubious of. I don't really know if he's going to improve us that much. Serge Aurier's always been one that I'm worried about. He could score, he could assist, but he could also give away a penalty. He's always been someone I've been worried about. And Doherty, is he better than Trippier? I honestly don't know. But yeah, centre half would have been nice coming in. Toby's not getting any younger. Davinson Sanchez, he's a bit hot and cold. So I would have liked us to sign someone that's solid.
Well, there's still time. This is an hour and 15 minutes remaining.
Yeah, there's still time.
We're looking at Swansea. Swansea centre half.
Joe Rodon.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't know much about him, to be honest.
Good centre half, good on the ball, very, very good at passing out in the Wales squad as well. So I think he'll suit the way Spurs want to play.
Obviously, your English football knowledge is, well, they're all better than mine, but
English people. Excuse me? Did you just say you English people?
No, he said our English knowledge.
I said your English knowledge.
His knowledge.
Your English knowledge.
Go on.
I think what's obviously better than what mine is, but Doherty looked good in the Wolves style, the way they play. I think that's different to what Tottenham play. So I don't think he'll be, as in he'll have as much an impact as what he had in the Wolves team, because the Tottenham have all these superstars that Wolves don't really have. If you get what I'm trying to say.
That's a good question, but don't you think it would suit Spurs more, knowing that Mourinho's more defensive than Wolves with their free-flowing counter-attacking play?
How can you say Mourinho's more defensive when in the last couple of games, the amount of goals that we've scored?
13 goals in 2 games.
Right, okay, let's break it down. Man, you were down to 10 men. Okay, you was leading 2-1 at the time. You both go down to 10 men, anything can happen.
if it had been 11 on the pitch, I'm pretty confident we still would have scored a handful of goals.
Possibly, but you just can't write Man United off. If Martial stays on the pitch, who says that you don't score a hat-trick?
Yeah, but who says that things don't end differently?
11 v 11.
What if?
The game may have ended maybe about 3 each with the way the game was going. Like it was that good a game to watch.
Oh, it was good.
Even still, I don't think Man U.
But the sending off, unfortunately, spoiled the game.
It didn't spoil it for me.
Well, of course it didn't.
19 goals in the last 4 games for Jose Mourinho, and imagine if Spurs had been attacking coach, we probably would have scored about 70. So I've never seen Jose look as happy at a club in my time on this planet. Even at the second time at Chelsea, he looked still a bit miserable in his first year. At United, he always looked a bit grumpy and a bit, but at Spurs, he's smiling and he's happy again. And I've said it many times, I don't think there's a better striker, all-round striker than Harry Kane. The way he dropped deep and that pass to Son yesterday was unbelievable. Like, I don't think Lewandowski could do that. I don't think Aguero can do that. I think the way that Kane will play, he'll drop deep now and Son makes those runs in behind. Are you excited about that partnership, Son and Kane?
I am, and I can't wait for Bale to be added to it as well.
Me too, mate. Me too.
It's exciting knowing that's to come.
Do you think, do you think the documentary helped Jose's case? And I think you think it portrays him better, and now everyone looks at him differently to what they might have.
Possibly, I look at him differently. The way that he spoke to the players in the dressing room, the way that he's saying the most important things are to have fun, to be happy, friends, family, etc., etc. And he's telling people to go out and express themselves. I didn't think that was Jose. I thought Jose. His name's Jose.
All right. You're the one that fucked it, not us.
Yeah, he said it in the documentary. His name's not Jose, it's Jose.
Jose Mourinho, it certainly is.
I've just got
we've got Ben Brown waiting to come on. So
just one quick question. I just was how long do you give Mourinho before he gets the sack then? Does he have to win silverware this year?
It's his first year with his signings. So I would give him next season.
To win anything, even the Carabao Cup?
The way that the Premiership's gone this year so far, with Liverpool getting smashed, Man U getting smashed, anything can happen. If we win a trophy, I'll be over the moon. But I would give him till next year. If he doesn't win a trophy, then maybe try something different.
Okay, lovely. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Jim. Brilliant.
Yeah,
thank you.
You know
right.
me.
Thank you, Jim.
Guys, thank you.
I've
Good
got
night.
to get it in, Matt. Got to get it in.
Whilst Jimbo's hitting the road, I've got to quickly head off as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
Cheers,
Keep in touch with the show, and if you want to come on, just let us know, okay?
All right,
Okay.
do. Cheers.
Yeah.
All right, cheers, bye.
Right, we've got Ben Brown in. Hello, Ben.
Hello.
Hi.
I've got one question. Obviously, I'm a non-league fan, same as Loudmouth. What's the thought on what's the fans not being allowed in? Because some of the stuff is just stupid. You can allow people in a cinema, but not in a football ground.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Can I say something as well? I just think it's ridiculous because non-league clubs, they need the money. The financial gain between the Premier League and non-league is just astronomical. I mean, you look at non-league clubs like who do you support? Sorry,
Ebbsfleet.
I'm surprised that these sort of clubs are surviving with no money. It's been months now without a proper big attendance, especially at non-league level, because you've been getting fans in, but not as many. What I don't get is how they've said at one point the government, you can have 300 fans in, but then all of a sudden they've gone back to 150. It just doesn't make any sense.
No.
Weird.
We've been to non-league games. I've been to 4 now. I've been doing videos on them and visiting non-league teams, and it's just you're in the open air. There's more people on Blackpool Promenade, and it's just honestly it's garbage. The whole thing is ridiculous.
I'm going to disagree. I think going to the cinema is more entertaining than watching non-league crap.
I've enjoyed it, to be honest. As a neutral, you know what I mean, and going to film, I've enjoyed it. But...
Matt, you should be moaning. You're the only one that can go and see Bard. Oh, sorry. I meant the circus.
To
be honest with you, look,
he's been giving it Billy Big Bollocks all fucking night because Door's not here. I put on his keyboard. Oh, there's a Spurs fan on it. Oh, football friend. Oh.
To be honest with you, Lee, I don't know if you agree, but I mean, I've been to a few non-league games of the last few weeks, and it's been really entertaining.
It's been fantastic. It's honestly, and my videos. If you get to watch my videos, you can watch them all. They're superb. Honestly, I've had we've been welcomed in, and it's just been great. It's just been wonderful. And,
you want one of these, Lee?
There's a plug there. Look what he's done.
Yeah. Plug the videos. Subscribe to the channel.
Ben, I do agree with you. No matter what the government guidelines are, everyone's going to be happy. Someone's going to be pissed off. You can watch some football, like Lee's just said. He's gone to games. I still, from time to time, go and watch Hadley back in Barnet. I've watched a couple of other teams where I've grand hopped. But the problem with that is because I have no real affiliation with that team.
Yeah,
I'm sitting there as a neutral, and I'm kind of like,
it's great.
It is good. It is good that I'm watching a game of football, but I can't get passionate about it because I don't know either side. You know what I mean? I mean, so it's like a numbness.
Yeah, your heart's not in
makes
it.
Sense.
It's a normal team, definitely.
Yeah, it is. But as much as we all love football, and we'd kind of go in just to numb the mold or something. It's like a numbness feeling where a team. You watch their local fans and they're passionate, and I miss that, and I'm gutted. I'm jealous in a way that they get to do that, and I can't do it with my team.
I'll tell you one thing I have noticed going to these non-league grounds is they're in like very picturesque places which you wouldn't go to. If you're going to like Tottenham or you're going to Old Trafford or going to big city clubs, and then you go. I mean, we did Glossop, and honestly, it's beautiful. The place is just amazing, and you think, God, what? I never even knew Glossop existed. If you know what I mean, I just didn't know the place. It's right on
Shields been
the
in the FA Trophy.
Sorry.
North Shields is it's like North Tyneside. Like you also got like Newcastle, North Tyneside, South Tyneside. They actually won like a massive trophy against Glossop North End at Wembley.
Oh yeah,
first ever time that non-league club have been, and they'll beat them. Good though.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic. It's just such a picturesque little places you go to, and you can, there's no traffic like there is going to a big match. You're not struggling to get out the ground at the end with like, thousands and thousands. I just really enjoy it, and a bit like salt of the earth people. A lot of people, a lot of older people, kind of it's their life, isn't it? They're so dedicated to these clubs. It's a fantastic thing anyway, but. But like you say, you don't have that passion like watching your own club, and you don't get angry. And football's not quite the same without that passion behind it, is it? You know what I mean? I'm seething from Saturday. I'm so angry. I still haven't got over it yet. And it just really hurts. The defeats hurt more than the wins are good. Do you ever find that?
Yeah, I'm more annoyed now.
I get more down than I get up.
I'm less stressed when I'm at the game or coming home from like Plymouth than I am when I'm on my settee watching. I don't like losing when I'm at home. I'd rather go to Plymouth and lose 1-0 than be on my settee and lose 1-0.
It just ruins my whole weekend. But if we win, I'm not as happy as I am down when we lose. You know what I mean? I really, really, really ruins my whole weekend.
Can I just say something about your league though as well? Like if you play a game on a Tuesday from a Saturday, you've got a chance to get over it very quickly.
Yeah.
Whereas the Premier League, you haven't. You've got to mull over it for a week.
Well,
sometimes longer. Chuck. You don't get 3 weeks
like international break. We don't have a game now until is it middle October against Man United? So 2 weeks.
Have we got some questions for Ben?
Yeah, I was just going to ask the usual question. So Ben, how did you get on at the weekend?
For Ebbsfleet, we wasn't the best really. First game, obviously, we got Dennis Kutchev in, which third German manager English football, I think it is, something like that. I think we went 1-0 up with a penalty. Then they scored 2 goals. It was a bit dodgy, and then we scored a goal in the 90th minute, a corner, and then we won on penalties to an 8-tier side. Obviously, that's 2 leagues below. So, in a way, we should really be winning it, but it's kind of early days. The team's still trying to gel because we've had there's just 2 or 3 players that have only stayed from last season.
Oh.
Yeah, because obviously you unfortunately suffered relegation, and there was rumours that you may even be brought back in due to Macclesfield going. Yeah. Well, depending on what's happening with them, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen there. So regarding signings, are you happy with what you've signed? Do you think you can still improve on the squad?
I think some positions, yes. I think we still need maybe like another centre back or a full back. But I'm quite surprised with some of the signings because, like, obviously we've had the financial issues. We're signing players like Lee Martin from League Two, and I'm like, how can we sign like a League Two first team player to go down to the National League South? It's very bizarre. It's just weird.
But you're not happy about it.
Yeah, of course. He's been very good so far.
That's very good. And do you think you'll go up?
Hopefully, but I feel like it's going to be one of those seasons. I think it was like Maidstone last year. They got relegated, had a new squad, and only finished 8th. I'm hoping it's not like that, but I feel like it could be. So we just got to hope and see if they can gel quick enough.
Are you a YouTuber, Ben? Are you on YouTube? Or?
Yeah. I've been I'm an FC fan, obviously, and then recently I've been going to Punjab United. They had like a documentary by the BBC.
Oh.
So
you go over to India?
no, it's an English team.
Would you be interested in coming on the show at a time? As a
yeah, sure.
If you just kind of follow me on Twitter, just follow me on Twitter and message me, and we'll get you in. Get you on a show. Talk very well, brilliant. That's what we like to. That's what we want on here. Everybody seems to talk more sensibly than Dor, don't they? What is that?
What's going on with Dor now?
Just get rid. Just end his contract. Dor, mate, thanks for everything. You know that flag also, lad, for Wenger. Thank you for everything, but now it's time to go. Dor,
where is Dor now?
Time to go.
You're always working.
It's
is it?
to go.
He's getting lots of stick because he's not here, and because Forest have lost four games on Earth. It's time to go.
The strange, you know what it is? The strange thing about the Championship, you could actually lose 4 games in a row and you could still get promoted.
Yeah.
That's how, it doesn't matter. You know what? I've seen teams in the Championship where they've had a very, very bad start of the season, and then they've picked it up and got promoted to the Premier League. I've seen it.
Super. Well, thanks, Ben. Thanks for being on.
I was just saying there, Lee, with teams in the Championship.
Yes.
I was just saying I've seen teams have like Forest have a really poor start of the season, then they've ended up picking it up and getting promoted. It happens.
Yeah,
it can happen. It can happen.
It's the thing. We had a Forest fan on early saying that they think he's already gone, the manager. Like he's already been sacked and probably looking for someone else. So it's Forest are an interesting one because they are one of those clubs that do like to react very, very quickly, kind of thing. If it doesn't go well, so it'll be interesting.
Ben, what have you started? What have you
Come
started?
on, guys. Start the move and get it on Twitter. Tag him in it. It's time to go, Dor. Thanks, mate. And honestly, come on. If you want it, if you want some, I'll give it ya.
I've actually got a question, Nappers, I've got a question for you. Obviously, being a Spurs fan, we didn't really get that Jim to. I did want to ask him. Everyone's gone on about how bad, like Sky, how bad Man United played and how bad Liverpool played. How good was Spurs then? Talk to me now.
Honestly, for minute 2, after giving the penalty away, the first goal was great press by Lamela. Awful defensively. But again, that second goal, Harry Kane, to get a free kick, to take it that quick, and Son knew it and got him behind so deadly. And I just think the way Spurs passed the ball and Højbjerg got back, it was a real good shift from everyone. And Ndombele, his turns, he could move the ball, and I don't think the back 4 and this midfield 3 of Spurs got enough credit for the win. But I just thought Spurs throughout the game were unbelievable. I honestly did, and they were great against Southampton. They're great in the Europa League, and to play 4 games in a week, to use a squad like Spurs have to get that point against Newcastle, which still frustrates me. To 2 days later play Chelsea's main team, and then beat them with the reserves and to go into the cup. And then suddenly, I just thought it was an unbelievable shift from Spurs. I really did, and all I heard was how bad United was from Patrice Evra crying like a little baby in the studio. And Gary Neville was absolutely raging, but again, there was no praise for Spurs or Aston Villa, really.
Do you know what? This is not good for us, because we've got them next, and then that might give them the kick up the arse. Then they might end the team with. We've got them next.
No, but Ben, you're right. Sky did not give Spurs the credit that they deserve in that game. I think
No.
because they kind of looked at it like, oh, well, Man, you were down to 10 men. You kind of go at fantastic, glorious Man United. You know what I mean?
I can't stand Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I can't stand him.
It just annoys me, right? How at City they've got Micah Richards, at United they've got Neville, at Liverpool they've got Carragher, at Chelsea they get like sometimes I know Joe Cole's normally on BT, but there's always like a Zola on. They hardly get any Spurs representation. They had Dawson last week, which was good, but to make it a bias, honestly, you know what Sky were missing yesterday? I would have paid 50 quid to just watch Roy Keane while watching the game, his live reactions while eating popcorn. That's what it needs.
So maybe Sky Sports need Jermaine Genius then because he does match of the day.
Have we got another question for Ben? Do we have anything else for Ben, folks, before we let him go? I was kind of interested in finding out what this team he was following just before he goes. This,
So MC or Punjab?
yes, just tell us a little bit about it.
So Punjab, basically, I think we was started in around 2003, 9th tier of English football.
Right.
And I think last year there was I know you might have heard of him, a guy called Paul Lorraine plays there. He used to play for Ebbsfleet and AFC Wimbledon. Yeah, so he's there. There's a couple. Obviously he goes to the school as well, so it's not like it's just like a team that I don't know the players. I kind of know them very well, and the manager. And so recently, last season they didn't have the best of seasons, fighting for relegation. But this season they've been all right actually. They lost 5-0 to a team called Chatham Town, who surprisingly beat. Oh, who was it? No, they beat like a National League. No, Folkestone. That was it. 3-0, which are like a team 3 leagues above. Quite weird.
So, did they have their own ground? Have they got their own ground? You know,
It's like how many say would it capacity wise? You say 500 maybe max.
And what's it come from? Who sort of set it up and?
There's this guy called Chippy. He was the manager and owner, and I think it was that it was always based around like a religion. So like anyone can play there, you know, whatever race, whatever religion, they can come and play there. Surprisingly, a lot of the teams in the league don't really like them, which I kind of understand. But I can see in this league there is obviously the good old tackle that some of the players like to give. So I can understand why.
Right. Okay.
So, just before, one quick question now, for Ben. You said that you're a YouTuber. So, do you do videos for Ebbsfleet or this Punjab team?
Well, I do a couple for Ebbsfleet, but then when I've got, like, say, a Tuesday or Wednesday night off or Saturday night off, I'll go down to Punjab and do a vlog as well.
And whereabouts are they based in Kent then?
Yeah, it's pretty much up the road from where I am, so it's like a 5-minute drive.
Right.
Nice.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Keep in touch, and we'll try and get you on sometime. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Right,
Thanks,
cheers.
Ben.
Cheers, Ben. Take care.
Well, I've got Sky on, and Man United have just signed Edison Cavani.
I've seen that.
Yep.
I've got Aid wanting to come on, but just audio Aid. You don't need to put your video on if you just want to
How long
come
you got
on.
left?
If you turn your camera off, we'll just get you
53 minutes.
in on a call. That's it. All right, just let him in. It's just a Blackpool fan. He's gonna. Hello, Aid. He's gonna have a bit of a rant about the game.
Oh, tell you. Oh, dear me. That's all right. I'm talking online, Terry. It's all right. Good. I'm downstairs online. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm mortified. The season though was the expectations were so high. Scoring 3 against Everton, 2 against Liverpool. I went down to the bookies, put a load of money on us to win the championship. You know.
Yeah.
Oh dear. And
we're just terrible. It was awful, wasn't it? I've been talking earlier. These guys don't understand the pain of Saturday. It was so bad. It was like ridiculous, wasn't it?
Dear me. Talk about gift 2 penalties and sending off a corner which he could have marshalled out. Oh dear.
Yeah, it was really bad. So
you just knew it was coming.
So you need to answer the questions from Loudmouth BSC. Come on, fire them at him, Matty.
Go on then. Go on then. Let's have it.
Matty.
Evening. So obviously we've heard from Lee, but I want to hear from you. I want to hear your depth. I want to hear your pain, right? Because my team lost 5-1 on the opening day of the season. So see if you can top that. How did Blackpool get on?
We lost 3-2 at home.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate a little bit more?
Well, we marshalled most of the game. We took the game to them. They scored a couple of jammy penalties. Well, I think
We gave them 2
penalties, and we gave them a corner right towards the end, which the defender should have just marshalled it out, but he touched the ball and it went out of play. They scored from the bloody corner.
Yeah, it was incredible.
I could have. Well, I've got a little dog here. I would have kicked him if he was over next to me. Dear me.
No animals was harmed in the making of this. Anyone that wants to bring up
we played. That's the thing. That's the annoying thing.
Yeah.
We dominated against Plymouth. We dominated against Swindon. We beat Swindon, obviously. We dominated most of the games we played. Gilling was the pits, but yeah.
But we can't score. So what do you think we're missing? We're missing a.
Put the ball in the net.
Yeah.
Lee, can I just say this about Blackpool? You made a lot of signings though as well, and if you've got your new manager in, it's all going to take a bit of time to bed in.
Yeah, no, it's work in progress. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
They're still gelling. I can see it coming. It's just not coming quickly enough. And we you thought after we played the 2 Premier League sides that we were going to, thump everybody, but we haven't.
Yeah, no.
Also, obviously, Fleetwood. I know I'm not being biased, but you've signed a lot of young players. Lee went. It's exciting signing these young players. I just think experience helps. Like, look at Fleetwood in midfield, Whelan,
you're right.
Do you think you need a bit of experience at the back of Charlie Morgan and Rumi with both clubs?
They let Feeney and Spearing go, actually, and Alfonso. But it is what it is. He's obviously got what he wants. He's getting the players that he thinks can do the business. He's worked with young players most of his career. He's looked what he's done at Liverpool, and I think if we give the guy a bit of time, I think we'll do well. It's just not happening at the moment.
No, it's not. We don't seem to have sorted out the centre-half partnership, which was glaringly obvious in the pre-season, and it's just not been sorted out. So I can't understand what he's not seeing. I can't understand why he can't see. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, we need somebody who can. Yeah, we need a decent midfield that can spray the ball around, pass to a player. Lots of askew passes going left, right, and centre. All the overhit balls.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just painful to watch.
It is, Aid. I feel your pain. I'm going to let you go because we're kind of coming to the end of the show. I think, are we, lads? We've run way over. Thanks, Aid.
Well, thank you all.
Take care, mate. Thank you for coming on.
Take care, mate. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
We'll get you in on one of our shows. We're going to start doing a few phone-ins maybe on our live streams as well. So it'll be a bit more Blackpool orientated. Obviously, this is,
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Aid.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me. Cheers.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
So I don't know how we're all feeling. It's there's 48 minutes to go on the transfer window. Do you want to know any last minute transfer news?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's have a look. Let's go. I had it and now I've lost it.
I have a couple of deals that have been made in Scotland.
Yeah, please, mate.
Yeah, Celtic have signed Laxalt from AC Milan. I don't know if it's on a loan or permanent. And also Rangers have signed Benjamin Zungu. Don't know.
Dundee just signed Mark McNulty from Redden.
Oh, Mark McNulty.
Yeah, it's on Sky Sports. It's just going across the stream.
This just in. I've just had a phone call. Someone wants me to go and sign for their podcast, right?
Yeah.
I've got them on the line waiting now, mate. So what can we do?
We can offer you an extra.
He's struggling right now, mate.
We're scrapped.
Just get the Airy Boats ready, is what I'm saying.
I need this to end before 11 because I'm off. I'm off to go and sign for Gogsy's podcast. I'm off.
It's COD Vlogs handed in a transfer request with an hour to go.
Shocker. I don't know what to say. I thought I had loyalty here, but obviously, the big money's luring you. That £3 and a pie, was it, or something? I think £3 and a pie you were offered. Jesus, I can't compete with that. Can't compete.
Wait, Cods,
It's like Premier League. Premier League stuff.
Who's your agent? Who's your agent?
Who's my agent is Mackie M, mate. Big shout out to Mackie M. Best happening in
His
football
agent's
league.
Andrew.
You have a great guy on your live streams that's always cheering on for. He kind of spends all the time asking people to subscribe, and he's really good, isn't he? Who is he?
Yeah. And I just feel like I've got to say this because I miss not hearing it. Subscribe to Door on Tour. Nobody mentioned it. We have to hear it about 10 times, so you just got to mention it. Shed a love.
Always going to get through a show.
Hey,
with
Leo,
that.
you off to any non-league games this week?
I'm not going to non-league because we've got we're playing Accrington Stanley tomorrow night in the.
I am off to one tomorrow. I'm off to Whitley Bay, the other coast.
Oh, nice.
We were going to go on Saturday because we weren't playing Sunderland, but we've rearranged a match with
Sunderland. Who are they?
Yeah. So Sunderland, but we're now playing Ipswich.
They're the only big team from the northeast. I mean, any football team that gets a show on Netflix has made it in my eyes. Is what I'm saying, mate.
Mm-hmm.
It's surprising it hasn't done them much good, has it? Really, a big, massive Netflix. I mean, I don't know how much they got paid for that, but it must have been a heck of a lot of money. But they still seem to be in
It's
dire
just
straits.
owners, isn't it? That's what it comes down to. It comes down to piss poor owners and bad decisions.
Yeah. Fine.
Well, there we go. Are we doing any more phone-ins, or are we staying on the line until the transfer deadline's complete?
It's
What's
up to
happening?
you guys. It's entirely up to you guys. I mean, it's up to you. We're 15 minutes. running
absolutely
over, but-
tired, bless him.
I am in 2 minds tomorrow. Whether I want to vlog the Whitley Bay game, I'll see what their protocols are because they're very. We're on local lockdown at the minute, so they're very, very cautious on things like that. Like cameras.
And if
stuff,
it's
so-
late with your mum and if
No. It's just I didn't anticipate 3 hours. That's all.
well, none of us have, but it's been quite a.
I'll stay on.
It's been a busy show, hasn't it? I mean, so again, we'll put the link up if anybody wants to come in on the phone call. Phone into us. It's there. If you've heard any news on transfers or anything else, we'd love to know.
Anyone at a station on the motorway on their way to a medical, please let us know if you've seen anyone.
Yeah,
So we-
if you've seen any.
I know
you've seen
three
any
more players
fast
are meant to be leaving.
cars.
To be fair, I'd love to be a player on transfer day. I'd just drive my car to all the clubs and just pull up.
Yeah, just to wind everybody up. You've gone black, Jake. I don't know why you've disappeared.
I don't know. We've got 3 players meant to be leaving. I think it's one of them is Christian Attu. We've got Saive and somebody else. They're meant to be leaving as well. So,
Aaron. Yeah, we'll take Aaron.
all right, yes, we're on Aaron. Well, let's be honest, he's pretty shit. Let's be honest, he's not.
Last
Ah.
season, take him.
Attu, no good. Aaron's no good. Saive, just no good for us.
All of them, mate. As long
You can
as
have for, I don't rate them. You can have for free. Free.
Oh,
Free.
even better. Even
Free.
better.
I'll be happy just to, like Jack Colback. I couldn't wait for him to leave. He went to Forest. Good riddance. Bye bye.
You got any phone-ins?
We just do free transfers. We just get players for next to nothing and they actually come pretty good, like Fraser and Jeff Hendrick.
That's a good policy if you can if you can find these little gems that are free. Right, we've got
Do you know what?
Gillingham.
I don't know how we've done it.
We've got a fan here. Hello, Gillingham since what? You're Gillingham since 19 something.
I've been supporting them since 1989.
1989.
And we're unbeaten, which is amazing since we got hammered by Hull City.
Yeah, she played a good game against us. I thought we lost to you, obviously. It was we huffed and puffed and just gave you again 2 goals early on in both halves. But yeah, you all happy at Gillingham?
We're doing well so far. Things can fall apart quite quickly at Gillingham.
Can't they?
A few injuries, a few suspensions, and then watch us slide down the table. But fingers crossed, maybe promotion this season.
So
You've got, the manager's quite experienced, though, isn't he? Because he's got clubs like Rotherham up, hasn't he, in the past?
some would say anti-football. Some would say anti.
Don't go on about. I had enough of listening to the Blackpool Gazette crying about Steve Evans' football. It was annoying.
Well,
Sorry, what's the caller's name? I didn't catch it. I beg your pardon.
it's Gillingham. We don't know your name. What's your name, sir?
Matthew, you've got me on Facebook.
Oh, hi, Matthew. Yeah. So we have a
Thought you
Blackpool-
didn't need it. I was like, what?
we have a Blackpool vlogger who vlogs called Mitch Cook's Left Foot. He's really funny. His blogs are really funny, and he did mention in his blog that the Gillingham player that was actually walking off to get substituted actually went so slow they actually stopped time.
Yep.
Literally stopped time. It took him so long to get off the pitch. They kept bringing two trainers on for every injury. So you had a couple coming on, and there was lots
Lee,
of. Yes,
do you
go
want
on.
tissue, mate, for all those tears?
No, we lost at the end of the day. We lost. We
The
we
good thing
couldn't
about
score.
Gillingham this season, we
Go
haven't
on.
signed everybody's dead wood. That's what
Really?
we've been doing too many seasons. All the dead wood nobody wants. It all comes to Gillingham,
Ah.
and then we're struggling near the bottom or finishing in boring mid-table.
Yeah, but you're up near the top, aren't you? This season.
I think when the German guy went to Bristol Rovers, a lot of the Gillingham fans were gutted he went. I was quite, yes, goodbye, you're rubbish.
Hello back, mate. Will you, mate?
He's so rubbish. I forgot his name.
Matt Taylor.
I think it was like, I think his name's Leon Legg. He played at Cambridge when he left Gillingham. All the fans were gutted he went, but he was rubbish.
Matthew, you've got one of our old ex-boys on your books at the moment, John Akindi. How are you finding him? Because we love him.
He's doing okay.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
Can you elaborate on that for us? What position is he? This player, Matt?
Striker, is it not?
He's a powerful striker. Defenders would bounce off him. He was that muscly and strong. But if you ever saw him take a penalty, you would shit your pants because he just strolled up like so casual, and it was like a P roll every time. But
Oh, no.
90% of the time he would score. But my heart was in my mouth every time he took a penalty for us.
Right.
And Chatham Town are in the third round qualifier after beating Folkestone Invicta at Folkestone, which is also a shock.
Is that tonight?
That was on Saturday.
Oh,
I
Saturday.
looked at the result, Folkestone 0, Chatham Town 2. A lot. That's not Chatham Town. Usually they disappear in the Premier round.
Wow.
Sheppey United got a good win at Welling United in the from the Nationwide South at Welling.
That's what you want, though. You want upset, though, don't you? That's what you want.
Yeah, sure. That's the.
Well,
I mean, the FA Cup means a lot to non-league. You know, I mean, it doesn't mean a lot to the Premier League anymore. You know, they just put like young kids out and all this. But honestly, for non-league, those rounds and the amount of money, and they've actually halved the money this year for the non-league. Which is sad, but. For them to get, and to get actually into the first round proper. I mean, I didn't know that they have to go through about 7 or 8 rounds, don't they, before they even get to first round proper.
It starts the FA Cup starts in August.
Yeah, but it's absolutely massive for non-league. It's like the biggest. It's just the biggest.
Just to get into the first round means everything to non-league.
It does. How much do they get now for getting into the first round? It's quite a bit, isn't it?
Probably about 70,000 all added up with all the wins. I know for the next win they get like £8,000 or something like that.
Yeah, and that's incredible. And if they get a blooming TV,
About 100,000 to 200,000.
Unbelievable. I know Jane was secretary for Chase Town, and they got to the third round, didn't they, of the FA Cup? And they built like a clubhouse and all sorts of stuff, and new floodlights and everything. It transformed them, and that's going back about 8 years, I think. They just had this amazing cup run, which I suppose every non-league team dreams of, because the money down
Well,
there.
Lee, that's what Blythe done. That's what Blythe did. They actually built a stand because they got so far in the cup.
Oh,
You remember
Spartans, remember
Yeah,
that?
they're quite close.
Scored, didn't he?
Yeah, they're quite close to me. They actually played Whitley Bay in the FA Cup over the weekend. Whitley Bay were
Right.
actually leading the game. They're actually lower down than Blythe, but Blythe beat them 4-2. So Blythe were obviously through there and named Whitley Bay. But yeah, like I say, you want the upset. And that's what it does. Like to these clubs, you get through and you can build things like a clubhouse, like a stand, getting seats in, just the little things.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your call in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to speak to you.
See you later.
Take care, Matthew. All the best.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers.
Bye.
Have we got anyone that's called into for Gorgsy? Bless his heart. He's been on
Yeah,
here.
he's been on for an hour. He's not said a word, has he?
Really quick, I don't know what to say with all this English football chat, and I'm just trying my best to have an input. That's why I've got the Villa top on the night.
Yeah, we need someone from Scotland. Is there any Scottish left, or have they just fallen asleep with all the English bands?
Or any Villa fans out there, talk about your result against Liverpool, just so that Gorgsy doesn't feel like a spare part at the moment. Bless him.
Yeah, even Villa we could talk on, couldn't we?
Yeah. Good result.
Anybody, as I say, the link is in the down there on the screen, and it's also in the chat. If you click on it, you can come on and call in. It's been pretty good, actually. So I've enjoyed this call-in section. What do you all think of it?
Yeah,
I'll tell you one thing. I could never get away with it in Scotland because there'll be too many people trying to rip the piss. So I respect I respect the bravery you've had to get it on here.
I think we've tried to, with the channel, we don't take the PISS out of other fans. So we try and it's trying to be a community thing. So I think the vibe of the show hopefully keeps away that sort of element. And if they did, we just cut them off, won't we? It's not a problem.
Just giving fans a voice, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, we just want good banter. That's the whole point. And if people have got stuff to talk about, we want to hear about your club. We want to hear your thoughts on it, and that genuinely we're interested, aren't we? So, and it gives us something to talk about. So we'd love you to call in.
Should we go? Should we go 2.5 hours, and then we might be able to catch the last bit of the transfer deadline, if case anything happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's just that it doesn't seem
getting
like
late.
Yeah, it's getting. I don't think there's many that are calling in, which
no,
it's not.
I think this has been my favourite show because I'll be honest. The last few weeks, I said I've been openly admitted I've not enjoyed it. Not enjoyed the last couple of weeks on the show. I'll be honest. Whereas tonight's been a lot better.
How come, Ben?
I felt like last week I didn't want to be here, I'll be honest. But again, I've kept getting through it. But again, the comments get you through, don't they?
So a question for Gogsy. There we are. I mean, we could get him on, Liam, if you want to come on, and we could take probably one more caller before we go.
Well, as we stated earlier, we'll have a wee refresh. So I think it's completely unfair that Kilmarnock can get away with in the league having a match postponed because they can't field a team, and then in the cup, they've basically had to forfeit. I mean, I think it should be the same rule throughout the whole football association. And I mean, teams that have got a full squad that can play the game are missing out on a potential 3 points simply because the other team can't turn up. And I think it's wrong, in my opinion.
It's a big mess, isn't it? It's hard. It's hard to decide what's best. I mean, obviously, they try and keep the integrity of the league, and it all becomes very complicated when, so just because somebody forfeited a match and then somebody gets promotion and all that sort of stuff. It's all that sort of lawsuit stuff coming on later down the line, isn't it? Where somebody gets, gets relegated because they got 3 points, and it's all that sort of stuff. Whereas in the cup, it's kind of you never really know where it was going to go. Do you? If you forfeit a match, there's no guarantee.
It happened a few weeks ago though for Spurs, didn't they, against Leyton Orient, because they had a lot of cases, and then Spurs got the buy-in, didn't they? But let's be honest, Spurs were going to get through anyway. Like, no offense to Leyton Orient anyway, but
yeah.
Well, then you had the situation with Hull and West Ham. Hull were fuming that there were like 2 players and the manager that got tested positive, and the game went ahead. So it's like there's one rule for one lot, and then there's another rule for there's no actual clear rule what it actually is, and it makes it even more complicated.
I bet West Ham fans wish. I know, obviously, it's awful to say, but can Moyes stay away from the stadium altogether? Beat Hull 5-1 without him. They beat Wolves 4-0 with it, without him.
Alan Irvine's a better manager than Jim Moyes.
They'll be back next week and they'll lose like 8-0.
The thing is, it's not the first time that Alan Irvine's got results for West Ham. I think he's a better manager than Moyes. I really do.
We had Irvine at us at one point.
He was at Newcastle as well. He was one of our assistant coaches. Actually, one of the better coaches we had.
Gorsey, go quick. Gorsey, quick, go.
No, it's gone, mate. It's gone. They've missed the chance.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody from Scotland going to call in. It's a shame, really. But, well, we got one caller in from Scotland who was really quite sensible, and he was fine, wasn't he?
I think Lee's done well tonight in the transfer window. He's tapped 2 people up, isn't he? Trying to get him on the show. He's doing all right.
Well,
you just need to get the Welsh fans on.
I like people that that talk sense. Don't we? We like people that sound good and they talk sense, and they're the kind of people we like on, aren't we? And he was very knowledgeable. I thought he was kind of like the Scottish version of Ben in many ways. He just had an amazing amount of knowledge about players and things. I was like, wow. I like that.
Gorgsy,
Well,
you replied to that.
Statos, I love them. I love Statos.
He's going to need to tap 2 people because me and Matt. The reason why I said, "Can we leave off?"
Oh, I know. You're off. You've already signed for all the podcasts. I know.
Hang on, I want to
treated.
Don't drag me into this. I'm still having contract negotiations with Lee. I want to get a packet of Haribo out of this.
You got 31 minutes to get it done.
We'll send you. I'll send you a packet in the
Buy
post.
me a spoons and I'm yours. Buy me a Weatherspoons and I'm yours for another 3 months.
What we got to buy you?
Spoons and them is.
A Weatherspoons.
Yeah, Weatherspoons got signed a 3-month contract.
Oh, we'll sort you out. We'll sort you out with the Weatherspoons to secure your services for another 12 months. There you go.
Talking of Scotland, the Celtic have just signed Laxalt.
Yeah, said that earlier.
Who?
Another good signing. Laxalt.
AC Milan defender.
Apparently, Diego Simeone is very angry at Arsenal for ruining Atletico Madrid's midfield plans.
Hang on, a manager's unhappy because a player had his contract agreed to sign for another team.
Yeah.
The transfer was agreed in his buyout. He has to, by law, be told about this, and he's now got the ump over this. What a fucking idiots! Don't ever buy it clause for 50 million euros because that's nothing in today's day and age. Simple as that. So don't ever go at someone.
The Premier League clubs always have the upper hand anyway.
Let's have a look. Is there any more news coming in? I'm
Thank you, Aid. Much appreciated. He's just been Fleetwood being awful. It's awful, like, to come on and go.
Yeah, Ben, what's going on with Fleetwood? What's going on with them?
I'd rather not comment right now. It's a PG channel.
It is quite hard at the moment. We're both near the bottom.
We'll get out of it. I believe you've got the squad.
I said that. Do you know what? I said that before. Because it's early days. You could just get a bit of run, a bit of form going. There you go.
We didn't get form till February last year. So anything. Sheffield United, they use it all the time. Had 1 point from the first 4 games. They went up with 100 points. So anything can happen. Win a game. Remember, Blackpool's got a lot of new players. Fleetwood got a lot of new players. Both teams will be in the top 12 at the end of the season minimum.
I know Norwich lost 7-1 on the opening day a couple of seasons ago. And
Colchester United, Brian Gunn.
Paul Lambert was the manager. Then he got
Colchester United. Then he went and got the Norwich job, didn't he?
Yeah.
A lot can happen. It's early days. So
it's the craziest league in football, I think, the Championship.
Blackpool have just signed someone. Blackpool have signed international defender Daniel Gretarsson on a 2-year deal. He's Icelandic.
Have we?
Yeah, Blackpool have signed Daniel Gretarsson from Norwegian side.
Say that again, Ben.
Gretarsson.
I tell you what, though, I bet you were punctured. I tell you what, punctured. I bet you were devastated in the 90th minute when you conceded a QPR. I thought you were going to win that 1-0.
Oh, completely. But I said earlier that it's something like 18.
We're going up, lads.
85th minute last season. We just don't.
You need the points big time.
Yeah, big doubt. We played well as well. That was the annoying thing. Even though we technically didn't score the goal, we actually looked like we were going to win it. And a lot of QPR fans were saying we didn't deserve to win that. You outplayed us. And it'll get there. It'll get there with us. But there's already fans calling for Monk to go and stuff like that. It's like he needs time. It's his first season with his backroom staff and players that he wants. So I think if we can get a striker in and another possible midfielder, but that game we lost, a defender before the game, a defender on 3 minutes, a defender at half-time that came on for the defender we lost in 3 minutes, and then we lost another defender right at the very end on the 87th. So our entire back four just went to crap.
Jake, do you know that you sent Dor the microphone for a cheap price? I think you should ask him for some defenders on the cheap back.
I'll take them.
Yeah, Blackpool signed Greta Steinjason on a 2-year deal from Norwegian side. I don't even know how to read that out. Like,
Theo
Right.
Walcott.
Where are you seeing this, Ben?
on BBC Radio Lancashire.
On Radio Lancashire, is it?
Radio,
Walcott,
on the BBC Radio Lancashire Twitter page. Any Blackpool fans?
Wow.
Rafinha had gone to Leeds, 4-year deal, and Chelsea have agreed a loan deal for Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek, as I call him.
Where to, though?
Oh.
Loftus-Cheek, loan
Fulham.
deal to Fulham.
Yep. But I think it's like Chelsea are paying 100 million of his wages.
100 million?
100 million, 100,000. Wrong one.
I would
Well,
like
that
to
was-
translate for Ben that it was Daniel Greterson of Ålesunds FK in Norway. I know of this team because Motherwell played them in Europe a few years ago and beat them 4-1 on aggregate.
Gogsy,
That
you've been here
doesn't
2
sound
weeks.
good.
You've been
That
here 2
doesn't fill us
weeks,
with
you're trying
hope.
to make me look even more stupid than I already am by making it sound so easy.
No,
so we'll
I've
go.
actually got a
Get
shirt
out,
of their
get out,
team.
get out.
I've got their away shirt.
Have you? How many
There's no
shirts do you have, you plastic?
Lee, anyway, Lee, I'm going to head off.
Cheers, Sharky. Thanks for joining in. Cheers. Good night, mate.
Good night, Sharky.
Good night.
Yeah, mate.
Good night.
Good night, lads. Good night, lads.
Ta-ra.
We must be late. We've bus Sharky. He normally can stay on till
We have been going
25
for
hours.
35.
I think Gorgs, you can do Sharky in a stream all night long. I mean, Gorgs, you don't go to bed till about 4 a.m.
Correct. Like I could go for hours.
All right, mate. Easy.
So she said. So she said.
Like mother, like son.
Oh, dearie me, Ben.
Ben, have you taken brave pills tonight?
I've hit puberty, mate. I've about time I come on.
He's had a drink.
He's fucking at his Weetabix today, isn't he?
I'm sorry, Gogsy. I know she's
Hello,
on
Big
my
Ball.
views.
Right, I'm
She's
getting
on
door
my
on you, you prick.
She's all
dear.
Matthews anyway. I'll leave her be.
Aberdeen have signed Oldham keeper Big Gaz on short-term loan. What's this? Is this an in-joke?
Yes.
Who is
Gary
who is-
Wood.
who is Big Gaz? Well, we've actually brought in 2 centre halves Blackpool today. We brought in a lad from Arsenal, 21-year-old for season-long loan, and this Daniel Gretason, which is
I know
like-
it's been announced.
sorry.
Oh yeah, because it's the deadline from other clubs in it. So
Yeah. So I don't think we've ever had a Norwegian player in the Blackpool side, so that's a bit of a new one on me.
Oh, he's not Norwegian, he's Icelandic.
Or is he Icelandic? Oh, is Iceland? Oh, Iceland. Well, we haven't said anybody from Iceland either, so we either Norway or Iceland. So to be a new one, I don't think we've had an Icelandic. We had a lad from Latvia when the Latvians were in charge. We just got one, Kaspers Gorks. If you remember him, he came over, but we don't normally have many foreign players. Yes, Icelandic international aids confirmed. Yeah, he's a 6-foot defender.
Cool.
Is that tall enough?
He was playing a lot of fish in his younger days then. No? No
Who?
takers? Oh, no. I was making a joke.
sorry,
Oh,
Jason
sorry.
Manford, calm down.
Things I would do to be considered as good as Jason Manford, by the way. I'll take that.
Wow.
No idea, Jay.
You are a
People
funny
are coming. People are coming to the stream now. Forgot about this. It's been busy. I had to get my brother from hospital. So Steve, Mr. Bouncing White. So we're still getting people in.
Gorgsy, who's that player that St Johnson have just signed?
St. Johnson?
Yeah.
You want to say it aloud?
No, I'm asking you to pronounce it for me, please.
No, I'd like you to. It's Yerdas Salesavon.
Say that again for me, please, mate.
Do you not remember a couple of seasons ago when Sky Sports were taken the piss out of by Scottish media when someone tweeted saying Aberdeen have signed Yardas Sales Avon.
Oh yeah. Your dad sells that Avon. Yeah. There's probably quite a few of those coming in now.
Yes. Of course, Rangers have signed Bongani Zungu from Amiens in France. On
We were after him a couple of seasons ago. Well,
Mhm.
I think it was about 2 seasons ago they were after him because I know someone who used to work in South Africa's press over there, and he was saying how they were just trying to get the international clearance and they just couldn't get it, and that's why he had to go play in Europe for a bit, and then they could get the deal done. That's one they wanted to get done for a while, Rangers.
He certainly did, Kobe. He certainly did.
What was it, Cooks?
He bottled it. Bottled it. He didn't even spell it correct. I literally put in the chat, this is how it's spelled.
So hang on. You've not recently been on this pod that long, and you want to pay playing jokes like that on us?
You know me, I'm a bit of a banter merchant.
Yeah, of course. It's
Can't trust
we
these.
were expecting it. To be
Gogsy,
honest.
can you ever tell me when your jokes are very funny, please? Then I might laugh.
That sounds really quite nasty. That Steve, his brother tore his biceps from his arm and had to have an operation to reattach it. Ooh,
That sounds horrible.
that sounds
Hope he's
terrible.
all right, mate.
Oh man, that sounds painful. I don't fancy that at all.
See, don't go to the gym. It's bad for you.
What's this for you, Barnett? I think this is a joke for you, is it, Matt?
We've signed this Canadian winger on loan from the Canadian Premiership, so that's about Sunday League level.
Oh, you have signed somebody from the Canadian.
Well, it'd be an upgrade. Might be an upgrade for your team then. Well,
How have Barnett's got scouts in Canada? What's going on?
Here's all thinking that he was taking the piss, but it's actually legit.
No, I don't think we've got scout. Every season we just do like open trials, and everyone can just turn up. And it's like if you've got a pair of boots, mate, join in, and then they just
for next season. Right?
that's it, and they just wither them out as it goes on throughout. So he obviously has been with us, I'd say, for the last 2-3 months training, and now he's signed on. Well, he's 3 months training. He's signed on loan, but I don't know when the Canadian League works.
Which trial list was this? Was trial list 1, trial list 2, trial list 3?
I think it was like trial list 4012.
We're still here, Dapper. You could come on. We're still going.
We're going all night sesh.
It's a marathon.
I think we're going to the end of the transfer window. We've got 21 minutes before it closes. We've got 18 minutes before it shuts.
Nice.
Oh, lifting a boulder. Oh,
Nat broke through that wall. Nat was just punched through the wall. He's going for it now.
I think he has. He's re-energized. Sometimes you get.
I was thinking because I've had to disconnect my mic because my phone was on like 7%. So I'm thinking either I'm gonna have to go here, end my mic, or I go when I go. A bit like.
Have you ever heard of a phone charger?
It's a new thing that's been invented.
I know. I don't know if they have them up in Scotland, but we have a Poundland over it. It's amazing.
I'm dropping out for 5 minutes. I'll be back in 5.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Right. We're down.
Yes, he's gone now, lads. Come on, let's get on with the real show. This looks good. I like the form.
Oh, really? Is this true? No, this can't be true. Can an extra hour for the Scottish?
It is true. It is true. Scotland always lasts an extra hour.
We're not
Ah,
going for 4 hours.
the Football Channel HD is here. Hello, Football Channel HD. Welcome to the stream. Theo Walcott has joined Southampton.
Boyhood club.
It's
Boyhood club.
Good bit of business that for Southampton. Good player for what they need.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is this right?
Have announced they signed centre back Joachim Anderson from Leon.
Kepa's just signed for West Brom.
It's apparently it's just come through. Is that right? Game of Josh?
Nah, that won't be true. That can't be true.
Can it be true? Surely.
That
No.
cannot be.
No
be
problem.
fair,
Dapper. He's
I
off to
think
bed.
It won't be bad for a second choice for him. That's not true, surely.
We might even be able to get a call. There's a few more coming to the show, hasn't there? So if anybody wants to, we've got 33. It keeps going up. So
3.
yeah, there is a link for the show. If you want
on
to,
YouTube though.
if you want to call in, I don't know. I can't tell. Can I tell? I don't know how to tell. You just put the link up in this. Kepa deal is 100% true. Apparently,
put Bouncing White's comment up.
I will. I'm just gonna put. I've just put the link. I'll just put the link up there.
Last 15 minutes.
Alcin White says, "Where is Dor? Is he sulking? Rather support Forest right now than Liverpool, losing
No, the
7."
news. We've given him on a free to Gogsy FC.
Contract being ripped up by mutual consent.
It'll still be an upgrade on Fraser.
Not interested. Not interested.
No. Well, we had the delights of Fraser, but unfortunately he had a family troubles, didn't he? And he had to get off. So maybe we'll see a little bit more of him in future shows.
To be fair, it'd be good to see when Dor does come back on, because he can have a week where he's had no football. He might be a bit happier.
Yeah, he's been a bit. He's been a bit. Gnarly because of the way that Tottenham. I'm sure he'd be a much brighter person if Forest were doing well.
To be fair,
oh no, it'd be telling you was like Lamouche is the greatest, and he's got to get a new 5-year contract.
To be fair, when I did see that game, which was on against Huddersfield, they did look
21 million.
It looked pretty bad.
No.
Mind when Kepa was signed for 50 million or something like that by Chelsea?
I don't see that.
This is one for Gogsy. Obviously, rumours going out that the Past the Mic are looking to offload Kobe Henderson before the end of the window.
No, that is not true. That is not true. I mean, he is a youth player. I mean, he does need more experience, but that is not true. We are very much looking forward.
You're not sending him out on loan
in the first team. So there you go, Kobe.
Is he one for the future for you?
He is definitely one for the future. Mate, he does the thumbnails.
Does he?
Oh, to be fair, if he does your thumbnails, you got to keep him.
Exactly. It's a very useful asset. And to
Sodden hate doing thumbnails.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is it for Mr. Yeah, the way that Forest are playing at the moment. But we have heard rumours tonight that the manager has gone. So we don't know. Nothing's confirmed as yet. And we have no door on to confirm whether or not that's happened. But rumours are that he's gone.
Oh, that door behind me.
Damn, bro, you got the whole squad laughing.
Yeah, he's behind Gogsy. That's it. That's where he is.
What are you doing keeping quiet?
Saying what?
A while before someone had to crack that joke.
Yes, it's yeah. I'm surprised we haven't cracked it before, really.
There you go. You laughed at that one, Ben.
No, we need to do a big prank on Dor next time. So next time he comes on and he goes, "Can you hear me?" We go, "We can't hear you, Dor."
Loudmouth
and
is
then just
back.
make him look so paranoid.
Hello.
He's back.
Please don't say that. Oh, while you was gone, that crackling had stopped.
Oh, hello, Dennis is here. Hello, Dennis. He says it's good to see a Scottish fan on the stream. Yeah, we've had a
Dennis.
on tonight, Dennis. You've been early.
We got a couple on tonight, actually.
Yeah, we have. It's been quite good.
Are we still taking phone calls? Does anyone want to call in?
Yeah, if anybody wants to call in, let me just post again the link. If you want to call into the show, the link is there, and we'll put it up on the screen as well. So there you are.
Just why are people doing that? Partly to Arsenal is done deal.
Oh, right.
Who?
So
Kepa to West Brom is not true. I'm telling you that now.
the centre midfielder or defensive midfielder for Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, he's done deal.
Done deal, yeah. 50 million euros, which is about 45 million quid.
Apparently, Man United tried to put a bid in for Dembele today, and it wasn't good enough.
Which one? There's too many Dembeles.
Barcelona winger.
Oh, right, that one.
Yeah.
Good then.
Apparently, it was massively below asking price. Well, that doesn't surprise you. They've just been low balling everyone.
Have they?
Oh yeah, they wanted Sancho, and they've been going.
Walcott's gone back to the Saints.
They wanted Sancho, and Dortmund turned around and said we want nothing less than 120 million. So they went in with a 90 million bid, and Dortmund were like, no, we want 120 million. So it's like either pay the money for the player or don't. The way Man United do business, it just beggars on belief how they get actually any deals done. Because they just don't seem to understand that you have to pay the money if you want the player.
Wiltshire's left West Ham.
Lee, a bit
Yeah.
like Sharky, you're living about 30 years behind.
Oh, am I sorry? Have we already said that one? I'm just trying to.
You are so rude tonight, Ben.
I've come on a new man.
I do apologise.
We don't want to know about that.
Some bird has definitely sent him scuddies in the last week. That's why he's so bold.
You sure you ain't been taking steroids and going down the gym, mate? You're getting all that testosterone fucking anger, aren't you? Like roid rage.
To be fair, mate, all I need is Lee going, click, click. No, it's definitely coming from you. And then it's like, my face just goes more raging. And then after that.
Oh, interesting one here on Forest.
Go on.
Completed the signing of Cafu from Greek Championships Olympiakos. So they got
their partner club.
Yeah.
What is he? Cafu? Is he not a? What position is he? Cafu? Is he defence?
Yes, he's a left back.
They'll be going mental. They'll be going mental. They've already signed about 25 defenders, haven't they? What the hell are they doing, Forest?
Where is he?
In my opinion, it's just another manager regen.
I thought he was coming on tonight.
I just don't think he can face the way that Forest are playing. I just don't think he's up to it.
But
bless.
Well, he put the video up 16 minutes ago.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, Doors put it up. Oh, well, he's probably he's too big for us now. That's it. He's moved on.
He hits 3K and all of a sudden he's too big.
Ben's bullied him. That's what he's done. He's left because he's been bullied.
Matt,
He did that video ages ago.
Oh, here we are. Here's something coming in late from Game of Josh.
You're not next.
Aurier gone to West Ham for 31 million.
How the heck?
Apparently, according to Game of Josh. Is that true?
No.
Can we confirm this?
No, that's got to be a load of shit.
Played yesterday.
Sportser is here. Sportser, you may want to come on. I don't know. Maybe we'll just put the. We are taking calls into the show. We are.
But like Arteta's going to try and keep Ozil away from the team. Full stop. Not allowed anywhere near the dressing room by the sounds of it.
Tell him, get rid of him.
No one wants him.
No one wants him. No one can
take him.
Too much wages.
No one can pay his wages. He's on like
pay him every week.
We'll take him at Motherwell if he wants to have a charity fundraising, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Arsenal bin off the mascot, Gunnosaurus, the same guy who's done it from day one. Can't afford his wages, but they're stuck paying Ozil 300 grand a week.
Yeah.
Willian 200,000.
Yeah, but he's in the team though. It's Ozil that at the moment is the joke.
Well, they just got Thomas Partey in for what, 40 million?
About that, yeah.
45 million.
But why not play Ozil then? You might as well get him to earn his money, surely.
But then again, you look at how many people Arsenal's actually sacked of well during this pandemic. Like just to say, oh, we need to cut the clock or you can't afford this kind of thing. It's like you're Arsenal, you've got enough money to keep those people on instead of getting rid of them.
Yeah, but it's a business at the end of the day, ain't it? You know.
Yeah, the Football Channel HC has already been on. I was mentioning that to Sportsa, who comes on a bit. He's a vlogger. Anyway, we've got about how long we got? We've got 7 minutes before 7 minutes to the end of the transfer window. If anybody wants to come on, call in. We're taking phone calls tonight. If you've just joined in the stream, if you want to tell us about your club, any transfer news, whether you're happy. We had questions, didn't we, Lam? I thought, are you happy with the way you've played?
Yeah, so what was your result at the weekend if you had a game? And how do you think your team has done in the current transfer window? Are you happy with your business? Or where do you think you could improve? So with what time is remaining in the Premiership, the transfer window don't close until the 16th of next week.
Oh, here we are. We've got somebody in Cody, big Man City.
Hello, lads.
Here we are.
Hey,
Hello. Hello, Cody. Big Man City fan, are we?
Yeah. Yeah.
So go on. Let's ask the questions.
Say that again.
So do you know who Joe Royal is?
Joe Royal?
Yeah.
Who?
No!
One of the most famous Man City managers, I suppose.
I don't even know. I don't even know who he is. To be fair.
Do you know who Jimmy Grimble is?
Jimmy Grimble? What?
Jimmy Grimble.
What about
No.
Georgie Congrati?
Don't give him a hard time.
Right.
Asking
Ben,
the straight questions. Come
Ben,
on.
giving me questions. Not Ben, Matt.
So, as a Man City fan, how did your team get on at the weekend?
We drew 1-1 with Leeds United.
Okay.
Right,
And how do you
okay.
think that your team performed?
I don't even know. I weren't confident coming into the game anyway because Leeds were. Leeds at Liverpool, they were so good against Liverpool and they did it
They
against us on Saturday. So
Yeah.
So it's like, I just don't. This is the thing I need to. Why don't we perform against championship promoted clubs? For example, like thinking Norwich last year away, we lost 3-2. For example, or thingy Leeds yesterday, or maybe if we lose to one of Leeds, West Brom, or Fulham, we ain't winning the title.
No.
Simple as that. Or
Although there's some
maybe-
strange results, isn't it, at the moment? There's some really strange results.
Yeah, have you lads not seen the United game?
Yes, we have. We've discussed it.
6-1 Tottenham.
We've discussed it at length.
I
Actually,
like this guy.
Well, so
have you been gaming tonight? Is that why you're still up late?
Oh no! It's just like I thought I'd just come on about think. You know what I was trying to say here? So basically.
Yeah, you keep losing
how
to
do you-
these newly promoted teams. You can beat everybody else. But
Last season, we haven't even lost to Villa and Sheffield United. We only lost to Norwich. It's like,
yeah,
wait
weird,
a
huh?
minute. I swear we lost to Blackpool when Blackpool went up to the Prem. I swear we did lose to them. Honestly,
No, you didn't. You beat us totally unfair at Bloomfield Road. We had a great goal. We had a great goal chalked off for offside, which was onside. You had an offside goal allowed, and you were fouled for the third.
thought we
No,
lost to
no, you beat us
Blackpool,
3-2 at Bloomfield Road, and you smashed us at City. But
I
yeah,
thought we lost. I lost,
No.
and I was like,
no, you didn't. No.
So with
Oh,
4
like-
minutes left in the window, who would you like your team to improve? What positions?
I think we need to improve more in defence because we've been lacking defenders recently, or maybe up front.
You just signed a centre half from Benfica, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
City got no strikers. Fit at the moment. Is that a worry?
Yeah, I know it's weird about Jesus got injured against Wolves and Aguero got injured before the last season even ended. So it's confusing at the moment. How on earth can we have no strikers and manage to lose 5-2 to Leicester and draw with Leeds?
I think you have got an issue though where for some reason you never seem to replace Company when he left, and that's been your biggest problem. You haven't been able to replace Company. You spent about 400 million on defenders alone. It's just not worked yet. So you need to figure out what the balance is there. Could be worse. You could have Harry Maguire you back for.
Oh God, Harry Maguire. Have you not seen his performance against Spurs? Oh, it's absolutely dreadful. That's why a team should not spend 18 million and if he's not performing that good.
No. It's a weird one at the minute because no one's really come out the gate proper strong. This is like a picture I've got that I found online, and it's literally Luke Shaw it's Harry Maguire marking Luke Shaw at a corner.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Harry Maguire is pulling Luke Shaw back.
What? That's ridiculous.
Wow.
Has that been doctored?
No. It's one of the match day photographs. I'll bring it back up again.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's saying there, Football Channel HD is saying Leicester are a good team and Leeds look decent. Leeds do
Leeds
look
are
a
very
decent
good.
team.
Leeds are very good.
And they've got a great manager.
City weren't
So-
bad. City weren't bad. Leeds were just
Yeah,
great.
but I think Leeds in that second half just dominating us throughout it. I don't know.
So what are you saying then? You've had a lot of success under Guardiola. Are you saying if he doesn't win any silverware this season, he's or are you going to stick by him?
It's hard. I don't even know what. But hopefully, we got the Champions League. We've got the Champions League coming up. That's going to be a bigger test than probably the league. So by far, because in the past, I think in the past 4 seasons, we haven't been since 15-16. We haven't even passed or even gone to the quarterfinals. We haven't even passed the quarterfinals since 15-16.
To be fair,
Did you win the Carabao Cup last season?
To be fair,
we won the Carabao Cup.
To be fair with Guardiola at the minute, he had just lost his mum to COVID, and I don't think his heart's in football at the minute. That interview, he looked couldn't be bothered to be there. I think his head's not in with doing football at the moment. I think this is his last season. They need to, and you're gonna have to go on your rebuild again. And it's one of the stupid things. Manager gets that point. I think with City, he might have just hit that point again. He does have a period where he'll only be there for so long, and then he'll go.
Yeah.
Normally 3 years as a manager, isn't it? But he's been there, 4 years, had so much success. And
I think he won he won 2 Premier League titles with us and got us to thingy. 3 League Cups in a row, which is 3 League Cups in a row last season. An FA Cup triumph last season, which is I think we were the only team since Bury to win 6-0 in the FA Cup final.
Wow.
Before then, Bury was the only team to win 6-0 in the FA Cup final back in 1903 against Derby.
Impressive.
Mind-boggling. Before we won it. So.
Well, the deadline has shut. Any deals? Did Arsenal get one over the line?
They'll have paperwork in and stuff. All these deals won't be done until a long time sales.
They have an extra hour, don't they?
That deadline.
Thank you very much for phoning in, Cody. Really enjoyed it. Thank you, and
no problem.
Hopefully you'll get the hang of beating these newly promoted clubs. They're obviously the thorn in your side.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Take care. Right. Well, that's it. It's closed, lads. We've done 3 hours. 3 hours. Can you believe it? You were all saying you couldn't do 2. You were going to do an hour and a half. Now we're doing 3. We can't get off, can we? Any late news? I don't think there's any big ones.
I don't think you're going to get any yet.
The biggest transfer of the day, obviously, is Blackpool signing an international Arsenal player who's
Can we just get Ben to pronounce that guy's name one more time, please?
What's he called again?
I can't remember.
I forgot his name.
Sigurdsson or something, was he? Something like that.
Yeah. Daniel Gretterson.
That's him.
Daniel Gretterson.
You've heard it here first. He's going to be an absolute star. Signed today, 2-year contract. Next year we'll be selling him for 65 million.
Only 65.
Yeah, only 65. Maybe.
There'll be a sell-on clause on that as well.
Plus a sell-on clause, yeah. Right. What are we done, guys? Have we had enough? Or we just can't? It's been a great show tonight. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed all the people that have come in and phoned in. It's been fantastic. It's added a little different dimension to the show. We'll be doing more of it, I think. We'll be doing more of it.
Matt's been mistaken for the last month, but we finally got it on.
Great. Yes, you have been asking me to do it. Yeah, well, I wasn't sure we could do it, but we can. You see, we can. We can do it. So it's a thing. It's
definitely a good thing to bring in.
By the way, I've got a interview lined up with Sean Barker, who played for Blackpool. Yeah, went to Derby, left Blackpool. In fact, he left Blackpool just as Holloway joined. So he went in that transfer window, and he went out, and Charlie Adam came in, and he went to Derby with a greater chance, obviously, getting Premier League football. And of course, history proved that Blackpool that season went into the Premier League, and he never made it into the Premier League. He got a terrible injury with Derby, and he came back for a bit, but he was never the same player. But I've got an interview with him. I can't decide whether to do it live, whether to do it as a recorded.
Recorded.
Do it recorded.
Yeah.
I'm going to say live.
Yeah, there's something about getting people in live, isn't there? And having people being able to chat with them, but it's a bit difficult to to talk to them and keep an eye on the chat, isn't it? That's the only thing I keep thinking about. I thought we could bring him on the Footballers Vloggers podcast. I even suggested that to him as a guest, which would be. Yeah. Would you be interested in
if you
that?
and Jane do it together, she might be able to keep an eye on the comments.
Yes,
Why
yeah.
didn't Jane come on? I've always thought Jane could come on.
Because Monday she's doing. She started an Open University thing for writing, so she's doing all the writing on a Monday night. So she's got me out of her hair, so she can concentrate.
So you won't be having a bathroom for you tonight?
No, I don't think so. I've not heard anything from her. Come
on, love, get the bath on. And
What's this? Announce Murray. What's this from Kobe Henderson? Announce Murray.
That's another in joke that we have.
Okay.
You wouldn't get it.
Oh, you Scottish banter guys.
Yes, Reggie Dennis.
Banter.
Reggie is going to do an interview with me.
To be fair, Gordon, I've not got any of your jokes all through the show, so another one won't hurt.
Do you want to stutter anymore?
Oh, yes! Yes!
Oh, bless! I remember my first dark through.
Oh, dear.
Right. Are we going to leave on that bombshell? Are we going to go?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you very much, everyone watching.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you all next Monday if you want. We'll have another show. Maybe we won't be here for 3 hours, but we'll have obviously different guests, and and we'll do another live calling because it's been absolutely great fun. We've enjoyed your company, and if you're watching this on the rerun, make sure you watch it live next time because you can talk to us, and it's much more fun, isn't it?
It sure is.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
See you later.
you very much.
Take
Bye,
care now.
everyone.
Thanks,
Bye.
mate. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.